fuck's sake, man. You need to watch that film.
Right, I'm jumping into the party. I'll reply to you when we're done, Joe.
Yeah, no worries, Famalan. I'll have a look later.
See you later.
Touch my skin, bro.
Beth. 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 Beth.
Oh.
Where's that charger from earlier? From the other day with Cam. Did you fetch it? Because this seems to be working. It seems to work. On to this. Quickly, because I've only got a minute. Oh shit! I never transitioned to highlights.
That's fucked now.
Why?
To see you on the podium.
Ah.
Actually, no. I said that last week, and he actually got on the podium.
Copy that.
You dizzy, blood. Ardennes Forest, isn't it? Something like that.
The Ardennes Forest, yeah.
Ardennes. When are we live? Because I'm just going to say some random shit.
In 1 minute. Just plug it into PlayStation down there. And then just plug it in on charge. What are you saying at? What are you saying at? Oh, whatever. That's not my wheel plugged in, that's the other small charger, but it doesn't charge it enough. Is it in? Just plug it into the pad a second.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm stuck. What the fuck? Pure fucking sensitive.
Have you plugged it in?
You dizzy, blood.
Going live in 5, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for your weekly update and your weekly roundup of the Pro-Am Championship. What a night we have in store for you here in the Ardennes Forest of Belgium. Spa-Francorchamps is the circuit and the location of tonight's racing. I'm your host, as always, on a Wednesday night, Matthew Duffin, joined in the commentary box by the glorious, magnificent, beautiful, some might say, Dan Davis. Dan, how are we this evening?
What have you done with Matthew, and what do you want from me?
That was a glorious introduction, wasn't it? That was nice.
It was very, very nice. I don't think I deserve it, but yeah, I'm doing very well, Matthew, and yourself.
Very good, thank you very much. Very, very good.
That's great to hear, and we're in the beautiful forest of Spa, aren't we? The Ardennes Forest for the next round of the season. Well, the midpoint part of the season.
Yes.
Pro-Am come to the midway part of the season, and look at the grid. It's filling up quite nicely. We should have 17 drivers here this evening.
We should have 17 drivers. Not sure who's left. We did have 17 in
Dennis
just
again.
a moment ago. We have lost Dennis, so Dennis hopefully will get back in. We are hoping to have an 18th driver on the grid a little later on. No Bryn tonight, which would fill it up to 19, so we are nearly full in Pro-Am. This is getting fantastic. 3 debutants, though, making their debut here at Simplay Motorsport, and we'll go to the first of them now, and that is can't find his name on the list. That's because Dennis isn't there. Only one in the lobby at the moment, and it's this man, Lewis Allen C, in the Honda NSX Evo. Then new to SimPlay Motorsport and new to the Pro-Am Championship. Independent driver for Team Oro Titan in these Honda NSX Evo. We also have Chris Cheeto, who should be in the Ferrari 488. That is his PSN, I believe. Felipe is his Discord name. He's hopefully going to be in for race 2. And Dennis Newman then in as well in his Audi R8 Evo. So down 3 newcomers tonight. And this could really upset the apple cart if they put the cat amongst the pigeons, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely so. Obviously, these guys have already been briefed and told that the season has now got to its midpoint of the season. So basically, try not to get too much involved. Get involved in the racing as such, but try not to cause any silly incidences or contact in that kind of way. But either way, no, it's going to be interesting. It was nice to see a couple of different cars. We've got another Audi in on the grid. Normally all the Audis are in the Pro, but we've got one in Pro-Am, as Dennis has now got himself into the lobby. It's nice to see a Honda on the grid as well, and this is going to be the only time I'm going to say it's nice to see a Honda, and that's about it, because you know what I think about Hondas, man. I think they should just belong on the grass and cut in the lawn, just like my father. But you know, it's nice to see an NSX. To be fair, I nearly ended up driving the thing.
Yeah,
it
is nice to see. It is nice to see. And while you speak of the Audi of Dennis, as Dennis is in, looking at that lovely green and blue livery of his, we've obviously been watching a few videos on terms of cars that are, you know, relatively good around here, or meant to be good. We know that the Porsche is one not to touch around here, the Mercedes, the Ferrari, and I believe it was the Nissan, was 3 cars to really use around here. But this car in particular, the Audi, half a second faster than any other car around here. That gives the Aston a bit of an advantage tonight, but the driver obviously makes part of the difference in that car. It's alright the car being great around Spa, the driver's got to deliver, but Dan, the Audi half a second quicker, that really does put it in a good position tonight and tomorrow night.
I love the fact that you said the Audi and the advantage of the Audi, and then you said Aston as well. You said Aston.
Oh, did I
the
say
Aston a great advantage?
Oh,
yes,
sorry, apologies.
I love picking up on your mistakes, they're great.
Yeah, you do, yeah, and you always get a good laugh out of them as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. Well, a lot of weight on the shoulders of anyone who is driving the Audi, aka Big Boy Brazier, Ogbar, Smoky Devil, definitely Dennis now. But yeah, obviously this has not been updated since the
British GT, I think DLC
obviously
came out.
Since the PlayStation 5 versions or the PC versions, because obviously they're more up to date, and we've also got the BMW M4. So in this case, this might still have the advantages of the Audi, and it's also nice to see a lot of people already giving some appreciation to Dennis in the chat, as I believe his racing name is, or a team that he supports, is JWB Racing TV is currently in the chat saying, Dennis, go, 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 go. And it's nice to see the support of him as well. So this is what we love to see here at SimPlay Motorsport. Get in, support your drivers, and Jamie says shush, Dan. But I'm not going to shush, because you're looking favourite for pole tomorrow, aren't you?
So the stats would have it, looking favoured for pole at the moment with 4 minutes left of free practice is Halty, with Wolfinator, Shane, Dennis in that top 4. Daz then currently in P5. Good luck from Daz, not far behind is Kelly at the moment. Argit's down in 7th with PN in P8. Pepe set to 3rd places for the Aston Martin driver last week in 9th. DJ Phil's currently 10th with Leon Fernie 11th. Stealth Sloth 12th. Dean Wasocki is in 13th place. Welshie racing last week had to retire due to 2 slip discs in his back. Is racing tonight. Message from him: I'm on the pad, can't use the wheel due to the back. See how we get on. Should be okay, but I want to be a hazard, so let's see how I get on. So that's no problem to Welshie. But yeah, 2 slip discs, that can't be pretty to race with. Smithy, obviously currently 15th, not yet set a lap time. Ardic in the chat as well. Got it right, nailed that one first time. Yes, get on. and Lewis Allen as well in the Honda. It's not the other name. It's definitely Ardic. We're sticking with Ardic. Evening to PM Motorsport in the chat. Mother Davis, what's mad after Dan? Matt's just paying a compliment to his good friend. JW Racing TV, good evening to you. Jamie Brazier, as always, welcome. Greetings from Germany, say JWB Racing TV.
Guten Tag.
Well, this could help me, you know. I need to learn a bit of German for when I go to Switzerland again. But welcome. Hope you have subscribed to the channel and hit that thumbs up button and the bell to be notified when we are live. As all of you in the chat, if you haven't done that, please hit subscribe, like, and hit that thumbs up button to be notified when we are live. 17 cars on the grid. It's a packed grid, and the championship standings currently look a little like this. 312 drivers' championship points still up for grabs, and it's Holty, this man, who leads the way. 28 points of Shane, who's in second place. 51 points behind Holty. He's down in P9 at the moment, but it is Pepe up into third place after his fantastic races at the Nürburgring last week. Argent, he's back from last week. He was on holiday. He is currently sat in P4, although he's just had a spin, as you see there. He's sat P4, tied with KLF 900. They're 58 points off the championship lead. The Wolfenator, 60 points off that championship lead in P6. PN Motorsport, P7. I'm sure he'd bite your hand off at this at the moment. Bryn then P8, he's not here, 79 points off of that. Smithy inside that top 10 in P9, with DJ Phil Green rounding out the P10. 107 points off the back of Holty. Dean Wasaki then managing to capitalise on a few drivers missing last week with 2 top 10 finishes. He sits P11 on 79 points. Welshie, the man on the pad tonight, he's P12 on 76. On 74 is his teammate Stove Sloth, with Daz Automatic returning from work this week, sat P14. Ardic is then sat in 15th place in the championship on 25 points, 4 points clear of Leon Fernie at the moment. And then obviously we have Lewis Allen, Chris Cheeto and Dennis Newman on no points, bringing up the rear. In terms of that Constructors and Independents Championship, then there's 588 points up for grabs if you're one of them guys, or there's only 312 points up for grabs if you're the independent driver. But that is the way of A and H Motorsport, 49 clear of Tickle Pink, who are sitting second place. They are 50 points clear of Audio Sport, who sit P3. East and West Motorsport are P4 on 183 points. They are 33 clear of MC Motorsport. Then becomes the independent drivers. The racing group of Pepe's Aston Martin is in P6 on 137. The Austrian Racing Club of Wolfenator is on 128 in P7. That's a good one racing. Leon Fernie here this week. Hopefully will score some points for the team and boost them up the grid. They are P8, 102 points for them. Lone Ranger Racing of Dean Wasaki's Bentley on 79. The Solo Racer of Ardic's Porsche 911 on 25 points. And Team Oro Titan, Crystal and the JWB Racing Esports team on 0 points. That is how the championship looks. Drivers just finishing lap times or coming to the end of their lap times. I believe Holty is a man who's not going to improve. He's invalidated his lap. If you're new to the channel or if you're new to ACC, the little track map will show the dark blue dots are them in the pit lane. The light blue dots will represent who's on an invalid lap time. The red dots who we're currently on and the grey dots are all them on a current valid lap.
Woo!
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah. Well, what do I say after that? Well, let's talk about the most important thing. We are here live at Spa, probably one of the most famous circuits in the world, and a circuit map that I think it's a driver's track, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely a circuit that a lot of these guys would have to change their driving styles. We've just gone from the Nürburgring. We've just flown from Germany all the way to Belgium for the next round of the season. And Nürburgring was a very tight, twisty circuit. Meanwhile, Spa is very open. It's long corners, heavy braking zones, and it's all about how much stability your car has got, especially in the high-speed corners. The one that's going to be very interesting to watch today is obviously the track is, as you can see, is rubbering up. It's getting faster and faster as all these guys are on track. It is now set at optimum because these guys have rubbed it in that much that the track has gone from fast to optimum. So that's impressive to see. And it's Eau Rouge and Radeon, Matt, that's going to be the real key things here. And I think for the Bentley as well, it's going to be the left-hander that Dennis is coming to at the minute. which is just before the bus stop. The Bentley seems to struggle there for some bizarre reason. Arjun and Holty struggling there, but all in all, there should be an Audi circuit, maybe a Lamborghini circuit as well, because the Lamborghini and the Audi are pretty much the same car. But we've had some fantastic races here in the past, Matt, haven't we? We've obviously had the last real title decider between myself and Andy here. We also had Dean learning from previous seasons as well from this circuit. But the thing that's also going to catch people out, and I think this is going to be the important thing, is making sure none of these guys get a drive-through, because this is by far the longest pit lane in history, even longer than Le Mans.
It is longer than Le Mans. It's obviously used for the Spa 24 Hour, and the ACC game being from the GT World Challenge, the European Series. They do the Spa 24 Hour here, and you come in at the bus stop chicane, the F1 pit entrance, if you will. And you go all the way past that. You go through turn 1. All of this is on the pit limiter, and then you start to see your garages. Now, myself and Plava and Bozzy Boy a few months ago did the Spa 24 for Simplay Racing on ACC on the PC, and there was enough drivers in that way both pit lanes was being used. But on this tonight and tomorrow night, the drivers, Dan, are suffering what is about a minute 10 just to get in and out the pit lane, never mind the stop in between.
Yeah, definitely so. And another thing that's going to be cool is this qualifying session that they're on now. Obviously, a 10-minute qualifying session isn't a long time. On a normal circuit, plenty of time. But on here, it's definitely get a lap time underneath you, and just get at least a banker. That's all you need, a banker. That's what we just get a lap time on the board, and then try and push it harder, because it is about 2 minute 30 just to get around. Yeah, and that's when you're pushing it as well.
2 minute 30, 2 minute 40 if you're one of the later cars in the pits. Welty and Argent still haven't left the garage yet, so are they looking for a bit of track space? Unsure, but it's 2 minute 40 on your outlap maybe just to get around here. And Dan, we've seen in practice, myself, Argent, when you get big damage in one of the races and have to come round to do your pit stop, my days. We saw Kieran, I think, did a 7 minute, nearly an 8 minute outlap after he served his damage yesterday. It is a long stop. You do not want to miss anything here. Kelly, though, the first man out on the track. The Ardennes roller coaster, though it's known as, 7.004 kilometres in length. It is 10 left-handers, 9 right-handers, 100 metres difference in the altitude. So from the lowest point of the circuit to the highest point of the circuit, 100 metres difference in altitude. And, well,
I feel sick already.
What a chance. What an opportunity for these drivers. Welsh's still in the garage. Argent then on his way and has got a clear track in front of him. He can't say that he hasn't got a clear track, but Kelly, the first man out. And when you speak about a banker, Dan, being that first man out on track, he really has a good opportunity to get a good banker lap in if other people get caught out in traffic. As we say that, that's going to be an invalid lap time. That's going to be big damage. He is probably going to return to the garage there then, as car number 186 of the Wolfenator will fly past Kelly then. Already, just as I was about to say, getting a banker in that clean air is possibly the good thing. That is not what you would have wanted.
Yeah, definitely not. Too much curb on the right-hand side as you head up to Eau Rouge, to the top of Radion, and he's just clipped it, wheeling the car into the wall. He goes and straight into the pits. Now, the problem he's got now, he's got to come back out on track, find some clear air. He had the perfect clean air, and he's just gone and ruined it straight away. But the two men to keep an eye on tonight is Shane and Holty. These two locking horns at the minute for basically each round. Both of them looking very quick, no matter what circuit we go to. But more importantly, the green Wolfenator has really stepped up the pressure since Paul Ricard, I think it was. He's really started putting some pressure on the top two guys, and he's been there. He's like the overtaker of this category, isn't it? You've got Overtaker and De Silva both in the McLarens, and you've got myself and Fury in the Lamborghini, and yourself and Gary in the Bentley, and it's a similar situation here. Shane and Bryn in the Lamborghini. Yeah. And you've got Green Wolfenator, Kelly occasionally in the McLaren, giving them a couple of headaches, and then obviously you've got then Holty and Archie.
Do the best thing as well, now that Dennis has joined in the Audi, you just chuck an Audi into the mix, it's like Jamie Brazier.
Definitely so.
You know, like hey, parallel. Look, Daz Automatic can be like the Monkey Boy Peaceful Explosion in the Ferrari of Pro. It's very similar cars. The only person who's different this season is Lewis Allen. in the Honda. We can't compare him to anything. Pepe and D-Biggs both in the Aston Martin. But either way, the Wolfenator is going to...
There is one... Oh, no. Ardic has
Ardic's Porsche with Breeze, isn't it?
Breeze, yeah, of course.
So Wolfenator to the line. One thing that Dennis will do tonight is will get Audi's 400th GT3 race start as Green Wolfenator puts a banker on the board of a 21.5. The man who's not qualified off of pole position, Shane, he goes and puts his lap time in and goes P1 by 84 thousandths of a second. Next to the line, PM Motorsport gets out qualified at the minute by Leon Fernie. Daz goes into P3, car number 8. That is Stove Sloth. He's about to set his lap time out. The final chicane he comes. Every driver behind him already invalidated their lap. Stealth goes P5. One of the drivers who's invalidated their lap is D. The other one, car 69 of Welshie. And then car number 2 is the next to cross the line. That will be the Smithstead. Can't find his number. There he is. He's coming to the line now before car 57. And Smithy goes P7. Car 57 of Pepe goes P4. I'm just trying to find where is Holty at the moment.
He's in the bus stop chicane.
Right, here he comes now then. There is a car off. That is Ardic, I think he's staying out the way. Here comes Holty now. Getting lost with all these new numbers. Goes P1 by a tenth of a second from Shane. Next man who's on a lap, is Ardic. And he comes to the line now. It was car 30 who'd invalidated his lap. That is Lewis Allen in the Honda. Who's just behind Ardic? I believe it's Dean Wasocki who's also invalidated his lap. So the last man to complete his first time will be Kieran Argent, who, don't forget, went out way after Ardic up into P9. We now await Argy Bargy's time. But Dan Holty, Shane Wolfenator separated by 2 tenths after the first runs.
Yeah, definitely. So it's already close between the top 3 already. Holty top of the tables, but we do know these boys can go faster. And can they get themselves in the 20s? That is the question.
Shane's invalidated his second lap looking at this, as has the Wolfenator and car 69 of Welshie. Just keep your eyes out for that car number 9. He's just currently behind Kelly as Holty, so he's in a spot of traffic, but Shane won't improve this time around. This is where Argent's struggling, and very wide and just a bit of a wiggle on the curve there. Did that invalidate his lap time? He now comes to the bus stop chicane, gets it stopped and turned in. Evening as well to AC in the chat, who says, Lewis, no. In there, Fury's granddad, good evening to you, and Peaceful Stepdad, welcome along all, as Kieran comes to the line now, goes P4 with his current lap time, car 21. Next man to set a valid lap, that will be Leon Fernie then, currently 3.5 off the pace, and he's very nice black and light blue McLaren. That quite a fan of that.
Still currently watching Holty at the minute. He's got a bit of traffic around him at the minute. He's got the Honda behind him, and he's also got the McLaren, I believe, of Smithy Kelly just in front of him as well. So Kelly's still putting a lap time. This is probably his lap time that he's on at the minute. He's still invalidated, but there's a load of other cars coming to the end, and I think Holty's lifted. He's yielding and looking to get himself prepped and give himself some space. But at the minute, there's a lot of people who's not putting a lap time together. DJ Phil to the line. He's currently in 13th place position. Unlucky position at the minute, but he crosses the line and he goes 10th.
Yep, improves up to P10. Smithy, the next man to set a lap time, as will Pepe. So will these two improve? Smithy currently needs 2 seconds to get above Ardic. Pepe just needs to find himself a couple of hundredths to get himself ahead of Leon Fernie. Smithy to the line, no improvement for him. Pepe doesn't improve either. Welshie behind on an invalidated run. Car 22 though of KLF. Not yet done a lap time, as we saw he bounced off the wall. He gets P10 at the moment, so not the lap time he'd have wanted. And the Honda just goes into P3. So Lewis Allen putting himself within a tenth and a half of the pole position time, but looks like he's done, Dan.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit worried then. I thought you were going to start going on about how amazing the Honda is.
Kept it under control. Wait till it gets pole position.
Dean
Wasocki out the final chicane then, here to the line for his first lap of the evening. Where's it going to put him up to P11? So outdoes Kelly at the moment. Ardic gets his next lap time currently invalid. Dennis, one man at the moment currently invalidating the track limits. He's not set a lap time. Daz and Lewis are done. Smithy as well is done. And car number 8, that is Stove Sloth, has invalidated his time, and I think that'll be Stove Sloth's lap come to an end. But car 52 of Argent needs to find 3 tenths to take Daz's position away from him. Dan, he's coming around to finish his next lap.
I'm currently on board with Dennis, and he is on a lap, and this one is valid. He just needs to finish it as well, so hopefully he can get that lap time on the board. Guys, let's hear from you in the chat and support your drivers. as Matt's obviously seen something.
Argy Bargy has just crossed the line. He's 3.5 tenths now separate the top 5. This is incredibly close in qualifying. Shane to the line before we go back to Dan. Does Shane take that pole back away from Holty? He does by 12 thousandths of a second from Holty, but Holty gets one lap in. Shane will get one more run.
Leon Fernie, no improvement from him either, so there's still loads of places to be gained. Green Wolfinator is the next man to keep an eye on, 66 of PN. He's crossing the line and he doesn't improve, he stays P10. Green Wolfinator though into the final corner towards the start-finish line. He comes, does he improve? He goes pole!
Wow! Wow, it goes pole by just over a tenth. He's finished in qualifying as well. So Wolfinator then, a tenth in the pole position stats at the moment. DJ Phil to the line. He moves himself up another couple of positions. Pepe needs to find himself 4 tenths to get ahead of Leon Fernie at the moment. What a qualifying this is turning out to be. Shane's pitted, so Shane is done. It will only be Holty who will stop him. Pepe improves, but can't find any more time towards the end. Who's this coming towards the line now? I believe one of them is
cars.
Is it Welshie? It is Welshie and KLF. Welshie on the board in 17th. Kelly only improves up to P12. Here comes Holty to the line then, Dan. Needs a 10.5 just under to take pole away. Can he do it? No, stays on that third row of the grid. So for the first time this season, unless Dean Wasocki somehow finds 6.729 seconds, the first time this season it will not be Shane on pole position, but it will be the man of Green Wolfinator. Dean to the line and goes P13 ahead of Phil, so finds time, but Wolfinator, Dan, takes his first pole position of the season.
Yeah, one we've missed already is Dennis. He's got himself up to P6, finally getting that lap time on the board, and he's in the thick of it.
PN's still on a lap time here, Dan. Apologies, I thought qualifying was done. PN is still on a lap time here, so he crossed the line before the end here. PN's still going.
He is still going. Can he keep within track limits? That is the question, as he's coming through the couple of final sectors now. Into the final sector he comes, and can PN Motorsport get himself any higher than P11 at the minute in the car that he so dearly loves, the Ferrari? He just loves he loves the Ferrari brand, doesn't he? He's you know, he's in Formula 1 Ferrari, and he's also in the Ferrari here in the GT3 Championship, but he's coming into the final few corners now, right on the curve. Jesus, PN, he's right on the limit here, into the bus stop chicane. Make sure he hits his braking points. Into the final corner he comes. Leon Fernie's just come around to finish a lap by the looks of things, but it was invalid. But towards the line, PN Motorsport currently P11. Is he going to improve?
No.
He does improve, but stays 11th.
Stays 11th. So then, Wolfinator, first pole position of his season and of his Simplay Motorsport career then in this one. That gives McLaren this season 8 pole positions in Pro and Pro-Am. What a fantastic stat that is. They are now 7 pole positions behind the BMW, which was a very dominant car in qualifying. Dan, you know all about that one, having to qualify behind the BMW.
Yeah, while in the McLaren.
Yeah. While in the McLaren, exactly. So that takes the McLaren to 30 pole positions and the Wolfinator to his first. So congratulations to him for going on to number 1. It's an extra point in the championship for him as well. So that massive, massive bonus in his favour. Puts him 1 point behind Kelly and Argent before the start of this race. Now, Dan, let's talk about this race start, because normally we're Kieran and Dennis. Dennis, by the way, up to P6 in qualifying, so a good final run from him. We're Argent to Dennis's. That's pretty much P1 and P2 slot on the grid. But that's not where we start this race. We do a rolling start through turn 1. And we end up, Dan, where do we end up?
Rouge and Radion. This is going to be a very interesting one, especially with very cold tyres, cold brakes. It's all about who can survive up the hill and head towards Lecom. But 30 seconds. It's going to be an interesting one. 17 cars on the grid as well. This is going to be an interesting night of racing for sure. Just only a sprint to start off with. 30-minute race, 1 mandatory pit stop. They have to do a tyre change with a 20-minute pit window. So it is all still to play for later on as all these guys get themselves suited and booted ready for the start of this race. Matt, this is going to be an epic night's worth of racing.
It is going to be an epic night's worth of racing. It's going to be fantastic. We saw the Wolfinator last week took his first race win at the Nürburgring. Dan, your tip for this race win in this one?
I'm going to go Wolfinator.
I'm going to go the way of Shane just to be different. No. I'm going to go Lewis.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Got to get it out there.
Got to get it out there. As we are about to go racing here at Spa, we are at the halfway point of this season of the Pro-Am category. It is Green Wolfinator on pole position, but he has got an angry pack right behind him with Shane Holty and right behind as well. This is going to be an interesting night for sure.
Best thing is as well, sorry to cut you off, best thing is as well is there's more cars on the grid tonight in Pro-Am. El Rouge is turn 1. Oh, this is going to be juicy. It's green and go then here. And it is the Wolfinator who gets a good start at the moment, side by side with Shane. Who's going to come up, El Rouge? Shane, he's going to keep it side by side. Contact made, Wolfinator and Shane round. It's already happened for the leaders. The Honda's been caught up. Dennis has been caught up. It is already a disaster. I think Dean Wysoki's had a moment through it all as well. Not sure. Wolfinator's still in a wall. Holty's got through it. Lewis got caught up. Argent's got through it. Dennis was involved. I think Daz Automatic has managed to get through a bit of it. Leon Fernie's up there, but he's got damage to the front of his car. Pepe's squeaky clean, as is Stealth Sophie, and we'll wait Sector 1 to start to find out this grid. Look, it's Holty from Argent, Stealth Soft, Pepe, Daz, Leon Fernie with damage. I think he's lost out to PN somewhere. Is that PN in front? No, that is Ardic, who's now up to 6th place. What a start for him. Kelly in 8th, Smithy 9th, Welchie 10th, Shane 11th, PN 12th, with Lewis, Dennis, DJ Phil. DJ Phil's round yet again. The Wolfinator as well is off, and Dean Wysoki. Big damage already for these guys.
We said there was going to be drama, and drama has happened here already, straight up to Eau Rouge and Radion. But the ones that came out of that unscathed was Holty and Argent, and they run away now in front with Stealth Sloth 4/10 only behind Argent at the minute, so he's keeping them honest. But Pepe, also good start from him, and Daz Automatic, all these guys managing to avoid most of it. As we see here, Pepe's attacking Stealth Sloth into the final end of the circuit. Can never remember this part of the circuit.
No.
But into the slow chicanes, into the right-handers, and so far Pepe is on the move, and he's passed El Sloth. Now Daz Automatic wants some of the action as well. Meanwhile, the two Bentleys are just disappearing into the distance.
Yeah, they are indeed. Smithy's on the back of Ardic here as well, as they look to make some moves. And at the back end of this circuit, Shane's got himself past Lewis and Welchie. Lewis has passed
Kelly's
Welchie as well.
Past Leon Fernie.
We'll jump back to Kelly then for just a moment. As Leon Fernie, look at the front of Leon Fernie's car down, very scuffed up. He's got some damage somewhere. This is going to be hurting him in the drag. That'll be a track limit warning at least, if not a sort of no time gauge. But they'll be noted for that one by race controllers. Kelly, I think, catches the back of Stealth Sloth. They're not 100% sure.
Leon Fernie.
Leon Fernie, apologies. Not 100% sure if he did or not, but Kelly's lost a lot of time from that. He's now got Ardic side by side with him as down towards turn 1. Ardic versus Kelly. Ardic's on the outside, Kelly's on the inside, and Ardic gets the job done under braking and keeps hold of P7. He won't though. He's gone very, very deep and loses out. I think Shane's got past Smithy in the background through all of this, as has Lewis, who's side by side with Smithy at the minute. Oh, guys, side by side going up El Rouge. Smithy tucks back in now.
Yeah, this has been a dramatic start to this race already, and Kelly just a little bit eager to try and get past Leon Fernie, but made a slight mistake as we got Shane and Ardic going at it, and Shane hits the back of Ardic, going towards the back of the come-out straight there. So Shane, at the minute, a bit frustrated with the start of this race and knows his championship rival is way out in front, and Shane down the inside up at Lacombe and gets the job done. But he keeps making contact with Ardic right now, but he has to concede and loses out there as Lewis now right onto the back of Ardic.
Dennis into the pit lane, as is the Green Wolfinator, and this is costing them valuable time at the moment. Dean and DJ Phil decided to carry on their way.
Daz has gone around the outside of Stealth Sloth.
They only had to wait another minute 30 for the pit window to open. I imagine we're going to see a lot of cars in. Daz now up to P4 over Stealth Sloth, but it is Holty, 4 seconds clear, who's got a 3.7 second to Pepe. Took 2 podiums last week at the Nürburgring, took 2 third places. He's on for another one here. Stealth, Daz now P4, gaining on Pepe. Stealth currently down in 5th place. Leon Fernie hanging on to 6th place from KLF in 7th. Ardic going side by side with with Lewis there as Shane's up to 8th, Ardic 9th, Lewis in 10th, Smithy's down in 11th with PN 12th on the back of him, Welsh's 13th, Dean Wysocki a long way behind him in 14th, then DJ Phil, and then it's Dennis and Green Wolfinator who come just behind. But Dan, at the minute, Kelly, the man who's really putting pressure on Leon Fernie up front, but has got that fast tickle pink motorsport Lamborghini gaining on him like a machine in the background.
Yeah, he has indeed, but you know that Shane's probably carrying a little bit of damage and probably suffering a little bit on his tyres. Kelly's just got to be a little bit more brave when attacking Leon Fernie. He has to look down the inside again, but he's not far along enough side. And we see Stealth's gone very wide into the final chicane. Yeah,
looks like he's had a moment, and he was well off there. He's missed his braking zone by a mile. Leon Fernie's going to get the place here, Dan. And the pit window for these guys who's just coming around with damage, the likes of Leon Fernie, Shane and Lewis, have all got to wait here for the pit window to open.
He's still in the pits.
He is, yeah, lap down. Dennis is away, just ahead of the leaders. Pit window opens, so Dean and DJ Phil and maybe Welshie can pit this lap.
As Holty is now coming onto the back of Dennis, and Dennis has pitted. He's going to let Holty through, and he does so relatively easy, which is good to see as Pepe is now under some pressure from Daz Automatic. So Daz has caught Pepe very quickly already. So has Pepe had a moment up towards Eau Rouge already on, but he's under some pressure from the Ferrari. Meanwhile, there's all sorts of chaos going on behind between Stealthsoft, Leon Fernie and KLF.
Yeah.
And Shane as well.
Yep, Shane as well involved. Dean Wysocki's into the pits there. Straight as Leon Fernie's got himself off. That puts him up into P5. At the moment, Shane now looking up the inside down the hill towards No Name. We come after this hairpin. Shane up the inside of Kelly. Kelly knows that Shane isn't really his fight, and car looks like it's got a lot of damage, but it's still going quite rapid here. It's still going well.
Yeah, it's looking quite good at the minute. He's able to just keep his pace going and try and work his way through the traffic. The pit window has opened now, so these guys can pit. And DJ Phil and Dean are the first ones into the pit, and they've got major damage to the front of their cars, but they know for a fact that their pit stops are done.
They do indeed. Holty's put a lap on car number 41 of Dennis. Just looking at the bottom screen, Stealthsoft gives a tap up the rear to Leon Fernie. Well held from Leon Fernie there. This so invites Shane to look around the outside of Stealthsoft. He can't get that move done as they come through this complex now in towards the final part of the lap. And this a fantastic bit of in from Shane. Badly down. You might worry about for pit inside. Wouldn't surprise me if Leon Fernie cannot pit at the moment because DJ Phil is in his... He's not even at his box yet, Dan, is DJ Phil. So he's nearly a lap down, he's not even at his box. But Leon Fernie can't pit. I reckon we're going to see Shane come straight in.
Yeah, I think as well. He needs to get that clear air and try and work his way through the pack as best he possibly can. I'm still watching this cracking fight between Leon Fernie, Stealthsoft, Shane and KLF. KLF's probably just got to be smart here and just wait for the chaos to happen in front of him. As Stealthsoft down the inside, Leon Fernie, they make contact. And Stealthsoft and Shane still going. Shane's staying out.
Yeah.
He's staying out with this. So he's going to try and muscle his way through these guys. And he's on the outside of Stealthsoft into turn one. We see a couple of guys going into the pits. And Pepe is one of them. And I believe the Honda of...
No, Lewis is still out. Lewis. I was just about to say Lewis, Dan. Lewis is gaining on the back of Kelly here. So this little scrap, Lewis is gaining in. PN's in. Wysocki first man to completely stop. Now look at this pit exit. There in the background, Leon Fernie, Stealthsoft, Shane, Kelly and Lewis. Dean's coming out of pit lane now. It is the drivers on track to avoid Dean Wysocki. Dean can drive his normal line and get back out onto the circuit. Here he comes, and he's managed.
Kelly's had a great run.
He's managed to avoid everything.
Shane here, he's on the inside towards Lecom, and Shane knows that he's under pressure here. And to the inside goes Kelly, but I think Shane is trying to squeeze in, but Shane has to give him racing room, and he just hangs out on the outside there. Kelly losing out there, but here comes Lewis. He's right onto the back of this group now.
Yeah, this is a great little scrap. Good driving from Stealthsoft, Leon Fernie, Shane and Kelly. Lewis, you want to learn how to race at Simplay? Well, you're going up against the hardest man to overtake. KLF is an absolute machine at defending, and it is Honda versus McLaren. And Kelly, he's a massive Honda fan. He'll be loving the fact that that's in his rear view mirror, although Lewis has a little wiggle coming through No Name, and Kelly just putting him under a bit of pressure, managing to put Lewis under pressure by driving his defensive lines. Kelly doing what Kelly does best already.
Yeah, definitely. So a reminder as well to the guys, if you think your guys are struggling at the minute, they do have a race too, and where the top half will not be able to qualify. So if your boys are down...
Oh, Dan Shane's up the inside of Stealthsoft. Apologies there. I think they made a little bit of contact. Both managing to keep going though when they're still on their way. Sorry, apologies.
No worries. He should have cut into me there. But a reminder that these guys, the top half, will not be able to qualify for the second race, the feature-long race, but an hour long as well. So they've got plenty of time to work their way through the traffic. But Stelsloff, Leon Fernie doing a fantastic job at the minute to keep Shane behind them. Because Shane's got some great pace around here.
You've got great pace. Leon Fernie and Shane doing a terrific job for 4th and 6th, and they've got damage on their cars. Wouldn't surprise me if they box now, especially Leon Fernie now that fills out the pits. Pepe, PN,
Lewis
Dean,
has had a great run on Kelly.
And DJ Phil have all completed the pit stop. Sorry.
Into the bus stop he goes, very late on the brakes. If he gets this stop, Kelly sees him coming, and a great move by the Honda. KLF has been passed by a Honda.
Yep.
As KLF now realises that's happened and goes straight into the pits.
Yeah, probably shot more than anything there. Lewis got damage as well, let's not forget, from that earlier incident at El Rouge. And Leon Fernie and Shane keeping their way going on this track. Is Shane's car, Dan? He's getting good runs out the corner, but is what looks to be possible aero damage just hurting Shane on these straights here, and that's why he's not able to get past Stelsloff?
Possibly so, but also this is the first proper time that they've raced under like a dirty air car in front of him. So he's got the Lamborghini and the McLaren in front of him, both also struggling with damage. He's struggling with damage, and then they got a faster Honda coming up behind him as well. So all in all, this is going to be stressful for Shane. He's got to think this through, as we see Stelsloff and Leon Fernie still battling out. He needs to play this smart if he's going to win this championship, because he can't get himself involved in these incidences. And really, if I was him, I would have pitted a long time ago.
I would have pitted a long time ago as well. Just looking at the number 22 on track map, it looks like it's just coming stationary to its pit box now, which is that of KLF in 11th place. He's still not near his pit box. He's not stationary at all, apologies. And he comes in, he's got to be surely stationary sometime soon, because there's the pit exit line. And he is now. Looks at Kelly stationary at his box. Leon Fernie, Stelsloff, Shane, and then Lewis. Now it's a 4-car train again since Kelly's pit stop, and Kelly's in for his stop now. And away we go yet again. This is about to be some fantastic racing. Wolfenator and Dennis still to pit down the order, but these four having a cracking battle out front.
I'm just looking at the top three, seeing how they're getting on, and Holty and Arjun comfortably out in front. I just went on board with Daz, and he was really sideways, coming just ahead of these guys. But Stelsloff and Leon Fernie and Shane all still going at it, and Lewis now joining the party. Ardic on his own at the minute, no one really around him. He's got quite a decent gap against Welshie. Smithy is just ahead of Welshie actually, so Smithy's got past him.
While you're just on about these two, they've both just had a big slide through poo on. Welshie went very wide and Smithy got the position, so Smithy's now up to 9th, Welshie 10th. That's Dean Wysocki in the background of them, a lap down, but obviously will unlap himself when they come in for their stops. But yeah, Welshie on the pad obviously tonight, struggling a little bit. Shane's got past Leon Fernie and Stelsloff here.
So much better on the brakes actually.
Bless you. Leon Fernie in for his pit stop. Shane's got past Stealth and Leon is in for his pit stop. Stealth now has Lewis putting pressure on him. Leon Fernie in now with his extra damage in that pit stop. Where's this going to bring him out here? Because this could be crucial to where he feeds out, as Shane really thought about it. Has he left it too long? He's got 12 minutes now to really start to put a gap over these cars to make sure he jumps drivers in the pits. Kelly, don't forget, has gone for that undercut option over the whole group of this really. Leon, all four of these, Leon, Lewis, Stealth and Shane. Can he get the job done? Smithy, Welshie both box at the same time, as well as Leon Fernie, who has only just come through turn 1 now. This is how long it is. Leon Fernie pitted quite a while ago, and he's only just gone through turn 1 now. So Dean Wysocki unlaps himself from all of them, as does Wolfenator, but Wolfenator still got to pit, and them two are now on their way.
Thank you for saying bless you. Yeah, I'm just
love that.
Not used to all this amazing racing. It's made me feel a little bit allergic to it. But yes, interesting start already to this race, and we're not even halfway yet. A lot of these guys obviously new to the championship, like Dennis and Green, Wolfenator, mainly Dennis and Lewis. Dennis actually is really harassing the back of Arjun right now. Obviously Arjun, leader of second place at the minute, lead car opposed to him. Wait, is that? I thought it was Daz then. No, but it's PN just ahead of Dennis. But Dennis still does his mandatory pit stop where he has to do a tyre change. But this is a great way for him to learn. Oh, Arjun very loose going into that quick left-hander, and that nearly caught him out. But Argent getting a little bit of harassment from this Audi at the minute, as Leon Fernie, Smithy, Welshie all still in.
I think Argent's just
flying through.
Box stand, just gone on to Dennis. I think Argent's just pulled it into the pits. Yes, he has. So Argent's into the box, as well as Leon Fernie, Smith, Welshie. They're having a long stop here, all three of them. Pepe's gone through. Kelly has got past and has dropped Leon Fernie. PN is now coming
Smithy
past them.
Is moving before Leon Fernie. This is going to be interesting on pit exit. Leon Fernie has to yield to let Smithy through. Smithy's jumped Leon Fernie.
Oh, watch them orange bollards, because they don't move. So then, Kelly's gone through. I believe PN went through as well, as did Dennis. That's for position. Wolfenator did not. He still got to pit. Neither did Dean Wysocki. So Leon Fernie and Smithy out the pits. And Smithy ahead of Leon Fernie. Then Welshie just moving now. He drops down a place, as well as Dennis will go up to P11. There we go. Smithy will go above Leon Fernie. Argent and Shane now into the pits. So Kelly has jumped Leon Fernie by some margin. Shane and Ardick in the pits. Lewis carries on his way with Stealth Sloth. So an interesting little battle here.
Oh no, sorry, I'm not Bozzy.
Yeah,
I'm not Bozzy.
Liam.
I'm currently on board with Lewis, and at the minute he's still being harassed by Stealth Sloth just behind him. Stealth Sloth did a little bit of a wheelie as he went up to Eau Rouge and Rally on touching the inside curb a little bit too much. But yeah. Stealth Sloth, I don't know what it is about ACC, he just seems to gel with this game. He's always very good at this game.
Seems a new driver, doesn't he? Seems a new driver this season. We saw him in the past, a lot of penalty points, a lot of times he was finishing towards the back of the pack. As Leon Fernie gets a great run out of Pouon. He's going to be on the outside line for the next part of the circuit, though. He's side by side with Smith. He swoops around the outside. Great move from Leon Fernie there, back into P12 as Argent's away in the pit lane.
Yes, indeed. As all these guys are now just getting themselves into a comfortable position. Now they're on the new set of tyres. A lot of these guys...
Has Shane stopped yet? Is he in his box?
He's in his box, yes, he's in his box.
Kelly has just exited the bus stop chicane here, and Shane hasn't yet gone green. Well, Pepe was ahead of Shane, wasn't he? So Pepe would jump Shane. This of Kelly could put him, you know, P4 in this race when Lewis and Stealth Sloth decide to make their pit stops. Here comes KLF.
Holty's in.
Holty's into the pits as well. Yeah, Kelly's got him. Done. Job done. Kelly, net P4 at the minute. Race leaders into the pits. Does Daz decide to come in? Yes, Daz does decide to come in. He thinks it is time.
Well, this is the thing. The likes of guys who are still going out pumping these lap times in, they really do have to nail each lap. Now they've got the better tyre, they can use the undercut to their advantage. Dennis, if he hadn't had that incident at the start, he's currently just behind Shane. Shane's coming out of the pits.
Lewis has got pit entry horribly wrong. He got it a little wiggle under brake, and he's clipped the pit wall on the entry to the pits as him and Stealth Sloth also boxed.
This might help Kelly. This might help Kelly out now.
It will indeed. I reckon it will indeed. Dennis still to pit. Wolfenator still to pit. Argent's mid-sector. Pepe's just coming up to the middle sector. And Kelly, he's just exited No Name. Bearing in mind that Lewis is only now breaking into turn 1. Stealth Sloth's just behind him. So they're still not even at their pit boxes yet. And Kelly's coming through Pouon.
No, he isn't. As Holty's still in his box. Where's Argent? He is currently coming into the midpoint of the final sector. So Holty and Argent should really have this covered, really, as Daz is also in, and he's only just come to a stop. So Pepe and Kelly really choosing to pit a little bit earlier than the rest. Fresher tyres, clean air, and they're moving their way forward.
Argent through the bus stop chicane now. His number is on screen. As Holty just goes green. So Holty is now just moving from his pit box. Argent will come down pit at the main straight. Daz yet to go green at the minute. He was in a fight with Pepe, if you remember. Pepe exits the final chicane. I don't think Kelly will be in that Daz battle. I think Kelly's driving for P5 at the moment. Here comes Daz. Holty is away. Argent gets past Daz. Daz still not moving. Just been dropped. As Pepe comes and exits turn 1.
This is going to be close.
Daz just there. Where is Pepe?
This is going to be very close because Pepe's going to be flat out up the hill while Daz will be struggling. There they go. There's Daz. He's going up the hill. Pepe flat out through Eau Rouge and he's done him.
Yeah. Done him. Beautiful. Daz down to P4, net P4 then. Look at that. Lewis still in the pit. Stealth Sloth has jumped him. But KLF, Dan, he's well up El Rouge and Radion before Stealth Sloth's even off the limiter. This, a well worked out, beautiful strategy by him. Where's Shane? Shane's going to come past and get Lewis. He's not, though, going to get Stealth Sloth. So Shane jumped Leon Fernie, has jumped Lewis, but has been jumped by Kelly and Stealth Sloth. And so great pit stop from KLF as there goes, that's Dennis, I think, overtaking Stealth Sloth. Dennis and the Wolfenator still to pit within the next 5.5 minutes. Well, what a strategy from KLF in this one, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. So it's such a shame, like I said, that Dennis and Green Wolfenator still have to pit, because Dennis has actually pulled this out quite well. If he'd pitted within the pit window, managed to work his way to the pit window, he would have definitely been in this P6 just on merit. But sadly, he will have to pit and change those tyres so that he's able to comply with the rules. So Dennis now is obviously going to have to push as hard as he can just to make sure he stays ahead of most of the pack. Yeah,
I agree. Shame for Dennis. He's got Stealth Sloth, sorry, he has got Shane right on the back of him straight away. And yeah, this is looking interesting at the minute. Is Shane really trying to gain on him through Pouon? In fact, he doesn't just gain on him through Pouon. He goes past him at Pouon. Job done for Shane, P7.
I'm just trying to look at the lap times between Kelly and Pepe. Kelly's actually lapping a lot faster than Pepe. Pepe's only in the 24s, while Kelly's in the 23s. So this could be interesting. Obviously, Daz in the middle of all this. They're only separated by a couple of seconds. So this could still hot on for the final podium positions. Yeah. If Daz could get onto the back of Pepe, then what was Daz's best lap time? He's done a 23 as well. Obviously, his last lap was a 34, obviously, because he was in the pits. But these guys lapping very similar to one another. They're not going to touch the boys in front. Holty and Argent got this covered out front. Only thing that can stop them now is themselves. Dennis now really needs to either decide to pit this lap or next lap.
He's going
to leave it one more lap. Whereas the Green Wolfenator, he will obviously have to pit this lap for sure.
You'd imagine so. Yes, he's coming round now. 3:44. He's not yet even at the middle sector, to be fair. He's just coming up to that middle sector. But Shane now up to P7. Probably a net P6 at the moment. 17 drivers started this race, which means the top 9 cannot qualify in this one. So at the minute, Lewis, who's just probably got past PM Motorsport there, cannot qualify in race 2. PN, some 9-10 seconds off the back of Stealth Sloth. Can he do it with 8 minutes to go? It's doable around here with how long the lap time is. So we'll have to keep our eyes on if he makes up. PN's not qualified in Q2 at all this season. Where's the Wolfenator? Is he going to decide to box his lap? He comes into the bus stop chicane now. Knows he's got to get that pit stop done and out the way. And does decide to box. This should give Dean Wysocki 15th. Maybe DJ Phil 16th, just due to the length of the pit stop. But for Wolfenator, got pole in race 1. You've got to tip him for pole for race 2, surely.
Yeah, definitely so. And that's some of these guys. Maybe Dennis, an example, might be able to get him in the race 2 if he gets a good qualifying. Maybe. But at the minute, was it top 9? So at the minute, even Lewis is in that gap where top 9, he's just the cut-off point, so he'll have to not qualify for the next one. But then PN will move up, due to obviously Dennis will have to pit. Green Wolfenator's in the pit now, so Dennis must pit this lap really, or else he's going to be in big trouble and he's going to carry those time penalties over.
Dean Wysocki coming through turn 1 then, just checked on him and Wolfenator. Wolfenator's just exited turn 1 in the pit lane, and here goes Dean Wysocki to make up another place. DJ Phil off in the middle sector, gets lapped by, I think it was KLF who's just put a lap on him. It was indeed. DJ Phil could get the Wolfenator. He's just got to not make any more mistakes. Daz within 1.9 of Pepe now then, Dan. So he's really starting to come for Pepe. And Kelly only 11.7 off the back of Daz himself.
That was a quick lap from Daz at 22.2. That's what he's just done. 22.222.00 is what he's just done.
All the twos.
All the twos. Meanwhile, Kelly behind him, not lapping as similar to him. He's actually dropping off pace by 25.2. The last one from Kelly. So Pepe and Daz are actually lapping 2, maybe 3 seconds a lap faster than them, as Dennis is now into the pits.
Yeah, so Dennis in.
I was getting worried then.
This is where he's going to drop down the order. Stealth Sloth goes through. Lewis is at the final chicane. PN's at the final chicane. Leon is at the final chicane. Even Smithy might fancy himself an overtake here. DJ Phil goes down past pit road. He's now just passing the Wolfenator as Wolfenator gets dropped. So, game on for Wolfenator to maybe have time to catch DJ Phil at the end of this race. For Dennis though, he's at turn 1 as Lewis exits it, PN exits turn 1, Leon Fernie exits turn 1, Smithy's at the bus stop chicane, so he might get himself an extra place. Audix at the final chicane. Well, could Dennis be in to qualify for Q2 as well then? He's really tumbling down the order. You can see why he's gone late. He's gone as late as possible to make up as many positions as possible. But he's just tumbling down the order at the moment. Smithy coming through now. Dennis still not yet to stop. You see Dennis coming down pit road. Smithy goes past him now. Audix the next man to pass him now. Well, she was a little wide at turn 1. Sorry.
They're now, the Daz and Pepe are now literally racing for P3 now. Pepe having to start to defend now from the Ferrari driver with only 5 minutes left to go. Pepe doing everything he possibly can to keep the Italian stallion behind him, because here comes the Ferrari. It's looking like that Daz, it's not eventually, if it will happen, it's more like when, because Daz has just got so much more pace at the minute with those fresh tyres. He's a little bit loose in corners, but over Pepe, he's just much, much faster as he's right on the rear wing of that Aston Martin.
Dennis just completes his pit stop then and now starts to roll away just as car number 32 leaves the first corner. So Dean Lusocki wasn't a million miles away from Dennis there. Daz though all over the sausage curbs on the back of Pepe here, really trying to put pressure on this Aston Martin as they head down towards La Source. Turn 1, Daz versus Pepe. British Aston Martin versus Italian Ferrari. Welshman versus, I believe Pepe is German. So Welshman versus German. Who's going to come out on top? Towards El Rouge now.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, hold your breath. Bit of a lift there from Pepe. Was that? Yeah, definitely a lift from Pepe, because Daz right on the rear wing of that Aston Martin now.
He is indeed. Is he going to be brave enough to send it up to Lacombe and make sure they don't make contact as they head up towards, as Daz now pulls out. He's got the inside, and I think Pepe kind of knows what he's beat here, and they keep it together. They don't make contact.
That's great driving.
Pepe's holding it. That was brilliant driving from those two. Daz a little bit loose on the rear. He's struggling to keep those temperatures down, keep the car stable, and Pepe holds the position straight to the inside to defend once again, and Daz nearly hits the back of Pepe. I think it gives him a slight tap, lifts off a little bit so that Pepe can maintain that position, but Daz struggling to find his way past Pepe here. Pepe holding it strong in the Aston Martin.
That was great driving through Lacombes there from Daz and Pepe. Fantastic stuff. And the more these battle, Kelly's only 15 seconds off the back. Kelly, though, just needs to keep it clean and tidy in this last 3 minutes, because Shane's only 7.8 behind him, just dropping down the order. Wolfenator has got DJ Phil. I don't know what the gap Dean is at. Just gone through the middle sector. Green Wolfenator, yeah, a bit too far back to catch Dean Lusocki maybe in this one. Dennis starting to pull away now, and look, he's now keeping with Holty in this race. So what could have possibly been? Well, she's 6 seconds off the back of Audix. It was 5 seconds off for Smithy. Leon Fernie gaining on PN Motorsport, Dan, for that final qualifying position. 1.5 seconds.
Oh, Daz has had a great run here. He's had a fantastic run. Pepe running wide, but he's on the wrong side of the circuit here, Daz, and he's lifted. He's got back into the toe. And Pepe really holding his defence really strong here. As you see now, Pepe heads up towards the bus stop chicane, and Daz is all over the back of him. Is he going to send it up into the bus stop? Later on the brakes, Pepe descends the inside. Towards the outside goes Daz. Is he going to have the inside for the next part of the corner? No. Oh! He's still there. He's still there. He gets the job done, and Pepe loses out. Daz up into a podium position here.
What a drive from these two. What an absolute great battle. Daz just kept the nose in there around the outside there, Dan, for that left-hander in the chicane.
Pepe looked like he was coming back for a second up into turn 1, but he thought better of it there. But Daz ran a little bit wide there. Pepe has a decent run through Eau Rouge and Radion. He might be able to get the toe up towards the Kemal Straight and then into Lacombe.
Sorry, Dan Leon Fernie on the back of PN. Daz's teammate come through Blanchimont towards the bus stop chicane. Now Leon Fernie late on the brakes, as late as you dare. How's he got that stop? DJ Phil, his teammate, off track and lets the two leaders go. And Leon Fernie, thank you mama for the carrots. Good sending manoeuvre that, as PN gives him a cheeky flash there. That was a decent move. PN also indicating that he's turning left.
As Pepe has now just lost touch now to Daz. Daz is now able to extend his gap as best he possibly can. Kelly kind of in no man's land at the minute in 5th place. He has got Shane trying to hunt him down in P6. And Stelsoft not too far behind them either. There's also the thing I've also noticed as well is when Dennis came back out, he is just stuck to the back of Holty.
Yeah. He's glued to the back of Holty.
Has Holty got slight damage to the back of the car?
Not sure. Let's have a look. Was just looking at Lewis there. He was only 2.5 behind Stelsoft.
Holty's got damage to his car. Holty's got damage to his car. He's slow.
He's very slow. Has he had a moment here? Argent's 9.8 behind.
I know what he's doing here. I know what he's doing here. Look at the time.
No, I genuinely think he's struggling here.
Has he gone fuel mode?
Has he gone fuel mode? There's something very wrong about that, because that is slow. He'd be going back to full speed now, surely, to get to the end of this lap.
He's coasting it home.
He's coasting it home. Here's Argent. Argent's coming.
I don't think they'll swap positions. I think Holty will roll across the line as your race winner. Here he comes to the line now. Yeah, Argent's not going to get him. He's put the foot down. And
now that still doesn't sound massively quick compared to... Saying that, neither did Argent, but it's a 1-2 for the Bentleys. It's another good result for Holty, another win this season. Can anybody stop him? Daz, though, what a P3. He's been on the podium once this season with a P2. Probably should have had a win at Paul Ricard Race 2, if you remember. Gets a third here. Pepe, the man, is just getting better and better every week we see him race. P4 for him. KLF, who at the end had a charging Shane coming after him, but managed to do enough. P5, and it was the strategy that's got Kelly that P5. A great strategy from him as he crosses the line. Shane over the line for a P6. Stealth Sloth then just holding off Lewis here. Lewis has drove fantastic to the back. Stealth, careful. Get it out the corner, get it around, and he does now. Stealth Sloth is going to come across for the P7. The Honda on debut, P8. So good result for Lewis. Leon Fernie, P9. Good points for him. He won't be able to qualify. PN will be P10 in this one. And then Smithy. Sorry, go on, Dan.
Smithy with decent points there, obviously, for him and Kelly. Obviously, Arjun and Holty have maximised as much as they possibly can here. But either way, Smithy scoring some decent points here for his teammate. Obviously, no Bryn tonight, so obviously every point counts in this group. So Smithy just coming through the middle sector, and P11 as well. So a good night's worth of racing there for Smithy's. Good points for him.
Great points for him. And as he comes into Farmers Cane, just keep your eyes on the two behind us, Dan, because Welshie's not far behind Ardic. Them two dots are pretty much on top of each other at the chicane. Smithy comes to the line now and crosses the line. You hear the fireworks go off. Oh, Welshie just had a bit of a wiggle out the final corner. That's going to be 13th for him. Ardic, a good result of P12 in this one. Great result that for Ardic. That is his best this season. So great to see him have a good result. And then for Dennis, what a shame, really, because he's had some fantastic pace in this one. It's going to be P14. He can qualify for race 2. Dan, what an interesting race that was. We, though, are going to be right back in about 5-10 minutes' time with the reverse grid. Top 9 cannot qualify. So Leon Fernie, Lewis, Stealth Sloth, Shane, Kelly, Pepe, Daz, Argent and Holty cannot qualify. Back in just a moment. Goddamn fireworks are bloody loud, man.
Green light. Give it all you got.
So, Holty, Argent, Daz, Pepe. Oh. Kelly. Who was 6th? Shane.
Yeah.
7th was...
Oh no, sorry, it's reading as it is.
I need to go to the timetable anyway. 7th was Stealth. Lewis. Leon, the chef.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Daz, how chaotic was going into turn 1?
After cutting a few lawns on the way, yeah, it was pretty bad. I could see a big smash in front of me. Like I said last night, tiptoe through the wreckage.
Right,
And P3 is
just
yours.
popping for a quick wee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my 1 minute.
I take it you've got your settings set so your voice can be heard.
I think so. Let me just double check.
Oh.
There we are, done.
I'm not expecting
Sweet.
that in that one.
Oh, we knew there was going to be drama, didn't we?
At least it means it's not going to happen tomorrow night now.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything you say, Arjun, because the last time you said something, I dropped it and ended up in the wall.
To be fair, I don't know how I didn't hit any cars, because I literally went left to avoid it and they all went left.
God, it looked fucking chaotic.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Oh, we still got to watch the next one.
I'm glad I'm at the back.
Is being at the back the best thing?
I've got more time to react to an incident.
It will be for Wolfie, because he'll be gone.
Unless he drops it.
Yeah, that's
He's the
true.
one that dropped it last time.
Did he?
I think him and Shane touched as they went up the hill.
Oof.
I'm just trying to find my frame to see what happened.
So did Shane get a lot of damage?
He had a fair bit of damage. He was trying to work his way through the pack, though, with the damage.
Right. Because I copped a bit. And I think I had 3 or 4 seconds extra doing the pit. I think it was Leon Fernie who pushed me off.
Who's this funny no?
Hey?
Funny no in the chat.
Almost.
No idea.
Says Daz is driving dirty.
Oh, Daz.
What?
That's terrible.
What?
Is that Pepe?
Probably.
Well, that was carnage at the start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How dramatic was it, by the way? Like, all you boys probably just sat watching all these cars just confetti in front of you.
Oh, well, I don't know if Shane touched Wolfinator or what. And then I was like, shit, where's Shane going? So I was like, oh, I just have to go over here. I was like, Arden, have you made it through? He was like, yeah. I was like, thank God for that.
Yeah, you two were gone.
Oh, just made it through though.
That was fucking carnage. Love that. Said it was going to be carnage.
Yeah.
And it was.
Had a good ding dong with Pepe for a while.
Yeah, it was a good fight. We caught that on stream, to be fair.
I freaking went into the wall.
Is that why you were slow at the end?
No, I was running out of fuel. I had to back right off.
Note to self, Holty's setup doesn't have enough fuel.
Well, the thing is, I went off that fuel bot, and that said use 47 litres. So I put 49 in, and I had to slow that down. But when just before I pitted, I come around that second last corner, touched the curb, lost it, hit the wall, so I had light damage. I was like,
Right.
shit.
I just said there's 20 seconds left, back right off, you ain't got to do another lap.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
running out of fuel.
Well, we saw the damage on his car and thought, is he just span? Is that Dennis hit him? Or what's going off here?
Yeah, I was looking at my buddy tyre temperatures going around there.
That funny now is, I think Pepe is German, by the way.
Right.
So I don't think it's Pepe. I think it must be someone who likes Pepe and knows Pepe.
Ah, right.
But that's terrible for you being a dirty driver, man. That's shocking.
I thought I'm pretty clean.
Well, the
Trying to
Honda,
be, anyway.
the Honda fucking let me down tonight, didn't it? Got caught up in all
Honda
that turn
T-Bone.
one shit.
The Honda
Yeah.
T-Bone, I just think you my POV at turn 1. Or turn 2 and 3, if you call it. Yeah, Honda went round the outside of me. I went, you can go, mate. I know. I've seen what's ahead of me.
Oh no, that's the Audi who went round the outside of you.
I'll be Audi.
Yeah, the Honda's the white one who was side by side with Shane. Yeah, the Audi. You've let the Audi go and he's T-boned some cunt and you're like, yep, cheers, bud. I'll have that position. At least you didn't spin, Argent.
I know. I run on. I miss break myself a few times. But
Oh,
it's
God.
in already.
Oh, DJ Phil, man.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Einstein, mate, going mad. Let's just say I wasn't expecting P2 in that one.
God, I don't know what fuel to put in this now. I don't trust this fuel bot.
How much do you say for race 2?
I'll have a look now.
It's going to be double what we've done before, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is saying 88 litres. That's like with 3 extra laps. So.
Is that based off your average lap time and what you use per lap, yeah?
Yeah. I was doing faster lap times with more fuel on board.
Yeah, I found that at the end.
But
Yeah,
then,
that's why I pitted on. I did literally a lap and a half of fuel left, and the car was all over the shop. I'm going to have to pit. I've got no fuel left.
Oh, God, oh, God.
I did tap the back of Pepe going into
Yeah,
one
but
bend.
you let him
and then
have
I
the
backed
place,
off.
though, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
backed
so we
off
saw
and
that.
let them,
Coming down the hill.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the one.
we did see that. We did see that, and Dan said that you'd lifted. So very surprised. It's probably just someone who knows Pepe, and he's like, oh, he's tapped him. Dirty bastard. Right, we'll go back live with a minute 30 left on free practice.
Big field tonight as well.
Yeah, good to see that we've got a few new drivers in, a few new faces.
Yep.
One missing, couldn't make it back in time tonight. And another
tell you what, I
Ferrari.
was a bit nervous, so Mark with these new drivers, I thought, I hope he's not a bit like that Ardic.
No, see, with Ardic, it was more get the grid full, but with these, we've, you know, Ardic had said that he was new to racing in general, not just the gate. So he was new to racing in general. So we'd made us aware of that. With these, when we spoke to them, it sounds like they've got a bit of experience behind them. So, right,
Well,
live
I
in 20 seconds. Well, I mean, that's Shane and Wolfnator. Shane's done plenty of races. We're live in 12. Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. Then we're here for the second qualifying. There is obviously just a minute left of the second practice session, and we'll be into quali 2 in just a moment. But the tables look a little like this: 286 drivers' championship points left up for grabs, and it's Holty who now has a 38-point lead over Shane in this drivers' championship. Pepe still in P3, only 3 points ahead of RG now. In this one, Kelly in P5 ahead of the Wolfinator, who drops down to 6th place. PN stays in 7th and is now only 5 behind Wolfinator. Bryn stays P8 with Smithy 10 points behind him in 9th place. Stealth Sloth moves up to 10th place on 88 points. 2 behind him is Daz Automatic, shooting up to P11 ahead of DJ Phil Green by 1 point. DJ Phil is tied with Dean Wasocki. Welsh's a point behind the pair of them, and then it is Ardic on 34, Leon Fernie on 33, Lewis Allen on 13, and Dennis Newman on 7. The Constructors and Independents Championship looks a little like this. A&H Motorsport 82 points clear of Tickle Pink, with Audio Sport not far behind Tickle Pink now, only points. East and West are on 215 points. They're a bit further back. MC Motorsports are P5, Racing Group P6, the first of the independents head of the Austrian Racing Club. Still, that's a good one. Racing of DJ Phil and Leon Fernie still in P8, but have slowly pulled that gap closer. Lone Ranger Racing of Dean Wasocki on 85 points ahead of the solo racer of Ardic. Team Oro Titan of Lewis P11 and the JWB Racing Esports team are on 7 points. We have the top 3 in for a quick interview and a quick chat as well, as the top 9 couldn't qualify in that one, and your top 9 are as follows: Halty, Argent, Daz, Pepe, KLF, Shane, Stealthsloth, Lewis and Leon Fernie all cannot qualify for race 2. And we'll start with Daz. Avoided the carnage at the beginning and on the podium. Just talk us through your race.
Start was chaotic. Somebody shot through me at the start, but managed to get in front of him again. Got pushed off, come back on to see just an array of cars in a heap. Tiptoed through that then and just got my head down and got on with my laps. Good little fight with Pepe at the end we managed to see. You looked like you had a few looks here and there to try and get past him. Managed to get it done in the end? Yes, yeah. I've just had fresher tyres, I think. And he was rinsing his, so he burnt through them pretty quickly. Stayed calm and got the job done. Yeah, job done, like you say. Race 2 though, different kettle of fish, reverse grid. Means there's more cars in front of you going up El Rouge this time. What can you do? Ease back a bit, I think. Just see what happens and then pick up the pieces then. Once you tiptoe through that. Well, best of luck for race 2, Dads. Congrats on the P3 in this one, buddy. And we've got Argy Bargy in the chat. And Caroline, a P2 all you could really do in this one.
Yeah, like I said to you in the week, I wasn't expecting anything from this week after testing not going as well, but managed to avoid the carnage at turn 1 up La Rouge and just kept it steady. Yeah, pretty sweet race for yourself, you'd have to say, in the end. Yeah, you can't complain of a foul. I was never going to catch Halty up front. Had to back off a bit if we didn't want to do another lap, but yeah, so is what it is, take what I get. Race 2, similar question to Daz really, more cars in front of you, El Rouge turn 1. What's the plan? Obviously I'm looking at the list now, I'm at the back, 15th out of 17th, so it's just basically trying to avoid any incidents on the opening lap and just work my way through it for now. It's a long race, that's what I get. Well, we wish you the best, go and get them. Yeah. And Halty, your race winner again this season. It's not the pole positions that he's after them race wins. And that is race win number 6. You're making this look a little bit easy, aren't you?
I was a bit disappointed in qualifying, going third. I got stuck in a bit of traffic. But I knew it's got a 2:20 time in this car. Yeah. But yeah, I did a practice start with Shane, coming up to Pommier Rouge, cold tyres, cold brakes. Just got to ease off, and when I send them two make contact, I just had to try and avoid it, and then just go as soon as possible.
Yeah, it looked like you managed to avoid it well. The minute you come up the top of Radion and onto the Camel Straight, you was pretty much clear of the pack, and it was kind of just get this car home, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. I made a little error just before my pit stop. I was looking at the tyre pressures, hit the curb, and then hit the wall. So I had a bit of light damage. And then towards the end, fuel light was flashing at me and I nearly ran out of fuel.
Ah, that will explain why you were slow at the end then.
Yeah, you had to back right off. So I was seeing where Argent was and we just said, right, we'll just slow right down so we don't need to do another lap.
It looked like you had damage on your car. Did you have a moment?
Yeah, just before my pit stop. I just took a glance, second to last corner it was, I was just looking at me tyre pressures, and then when I looked back over I hit the curb and then lost control, hit the wall. Luckily I brushed it, but I had a bit of light damage, so when I pitted I just left the damage just to get out, because it was going to be like 50 seconds then. Ah, well, fair enough. Again, same as Argent and Daz, race 2, El Rouge. What's the game plan? Yeah, it seems to be like mid-pack. Just back off and let them go, I think. Try not to get any damage. Like I say, I'll be happy to get another podium in this. If not, just maximum points. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Halty. Go and get him. Cheers. And another win for Halty today means that is race win number 6 this season. It's also his 12th race win. He's now had the same amount of race wins as Sooty Apex in this one, so fantastic amount of race wins for him there. A real good sort of season that he is having.
Definitely so, a great season indeed. And Yeah, definitely man to beat this season. Holty's really putting the site far better than the Bentley. PN's obviously. What does he say? Not qualifying.
He's not. Yeah. So his back. Obviously, we know PN struggles with back problems.
Yeah.
PN not qualifying due to his back, so he can race the second race. Gary saying that the Porsches do look nice. To which my response was not as nice as the Bentley, and he said looks far better than the Bentley. Ardic, the only one at the moment who's crossed the line and done a time. He's the only man who's still currently on a valid lap time. Everybody else who's crossed the line was invalid. So with 4 minutes left, Ardic could be on for his first pole position here, which could put Kelly P3. Yeah, that is a very interesting sort of looking grid at the moment, the fact that nobody has done a lap time yet.
Except for Ardic, he's put a lap time and he's currently on pole position. The Porsche, by the way, sounds gorgeous. Probably the only thing that I love about this game is that they really nailed the sound of the Porsche, obviously.
Porsche or Aston V8? Aston V12.
Oh, I'm sorry, PN. But it's going to have to be the Porsche. Every time I hear this thing go past, it's just... it just reminds me of, obviously... A lot of us know that the Simplay community love a bit of British touring cars, and obviously when we go to the British touring cars, the Porsche Caymans, is it? Or
Carreras, yeah.
The Porsche Carreras are there, and they sound very similar to these, obviously, and it just gives me flashbacks of going to Donington and Thruxton, as meanwhile Ardic is the first man to come towards the line, and I think he's on another valid lap time, so he is going to be the next one to complete a lap, and it's going to have to be the Porsche 911. Plus, it looks a lot better than the Aston.
You see, I thought he was going to say Aston. He had a season commentating on that Aston, and I know he was in love with PN every time he come down the start straights. Oh, Ardic, that'll be an invalid lap time, so he's not going to hops over the sausage curb. That's not going to improve his second lap here. Then the next man to do a lap will be Dennis. In what will be Audi's 400th race start at Simplay Motorsport in GT3, Ardic sells right out the way, and Dennis goes P1 on the grid.
But you know what the best sounding car of all is, don't you?
Bentley.
No.
Maserati.
The Maserati, man.
Yes. Oh, Wolfinator messed up the last chicane. An absolute dream here. That's Smithy next to him who's going to put a lap time in. Wolfinator does not. Smithy goes currently P3. Dean Wasocki, the next man to do a lap. Smithy looks like he's done. Here comes Dean Wasocki. Goes P2. A little quicker than the others. Car number 69 of Welshie to the bus stop chicane, obviously racing on pad with his back problems tonight. Kind of really messes that one up and gets a bit of a poor run out of it, but should get a lap time on the board. Wolfinator under pressure here to get a lap time in now.
Yeah, definitely so, but he's only got this lap now. Really, and obviously with the lap time that Dennis has put down, and he's still on another lap time as well, so Dennis is really looking good for pole position here at the minute. But Wolfinator really needs to get this one under his belt. This one
really does. He's got to make sure he gets this one done and dusted, and in the bike, like we say, get a banker lap in. That is the crucial part of this, as he really needs to make sure DJ Phil's the next one to cross the line. So he's currently sitting P10, allowing Holty, Shane, Kelly to all be promoted. Welshie and Smithy look like they're done. And Ardic has invalidated this lap. He will be done then. Ardic will not improve anymore. Currently sat on the second row P3. He's outqualified Smithy and Welshie. And in Q2s he's qualified 8th and 7th. So possibly going to be better than that. DJ Phil to the line. And puts in a lap good enough for P4. Next car to cross the line will be Dennis here. So Dennis on an absolute flyer.
He is on a flyer and he's improving every lap he gets around. Obviously, just moments before we went live here tonight, I was actually watching Dennis in his qualifications, and he qualified for the Pro-Am category, and he was testing a new wheel. He was on the Logitech G29. He's now on a T300, I believe he said he was on, and he's just still getting used to it, trying to feel his way through, and there you go, a 20.4 there. He goes fastest of them all. Can the Green Wolfinator do better? This is his last lap. Real opportunity.
Dennis here gets one more lap in as well, so he can yet again improve. Wolfinator and Dean Wasocki on their final runs. Here comes the Wolfinator. What's it going to be as he crosses the line? Can he upset the party? No, he cannot. But he does. Not Dean Wasocki off. now down to P3, but he's about to cross the line. Any improvement for Dean as he gets towards the line here? Did he improve his time? I think he improved a couple of hundredths, but
yeah, nothing major.
Stay P3. DJ Phil, though, needs to find just under 2 seconds to jump ahead of Dean Wysocki, while him and Dennis still on a lap time.
Yeah, DJ Phil, though, is in the middle sector. And really, Dennis right now could just chill and relax. I don't think DJ Phil's got the pace in him to take pole position, but he could possibly
Dennis
get
won't know
ahead
this,
of
though.
Arctic.
Dennis won't know this, though. Dennis obviously learning these drivers.
Oh, he's got very sideways through no name.
DJ Phil here probably won't get the 9.2 seconds he needs. He could improve. He could find himself on that second row. Could find himself P3. But Dennis won't know this driving against these drivers, so he's going to be flat out until the end.
Yep. And obviously every lap, obviously you learn the circuit a little bit more, learn what the car does. Every time you go around, you're always learning. You never stop learning. And DJ Phil pushing it to the limit here.
Yeah.
He's on his last lap. Can he get himself P3 ahead of Dean and Arctic? That is the question as he comes into the final chicane now. Can DJ Phil get himself up into P3? That is the question. To the line he comes.
Improves, but stays P5. So Dean Wysocki will hold on to that P3. So what Dennis can do in this qualifying lap time here.
Dennis, good lap time in the pros has been like a low 20s, even into the 19s. So he can get himself in the 19s. That's pretty much pro pace, that is. So he comes to the line now. Dennis, what is he going to do here? He knows he's on pole.
Yeah, no, he's on pole. So the first pole position, it'll be pole position for Dennis in his second ever race here at Simplay Motorsport. It will be a pole for the Audi on its 400th race start. So for Dennis there, fantastic to see this. He will be the man to lead them away. Dennis from Green Wolfinator with Dean Wysocki, Arctic, DJ Phil, Smithy. Kelly will be P8, Shane 9th, Holty 10th, PN 11th, Peppy 13th, Leon 14th, Lewis in 15th, Daz Automatic 16th, Argent 17th, Stealth Sloth 18th. Ignore that Bentley that was in the middle of the pack. That was just so I could start the countdown for the lobby before drivers came in. Still breaking up a little bit, Tony. Not sure why I'm breaking up, but hopefully that is better.
Probably your headset.
Yeah.
Better off go back to the mic, no?
I mean, at this rate, yeah, I may as well plug the mic back in. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, every
Dan,
now and then just...
Race 2 winner.
I'm not going to go Wolfinator this time because I feel like I cursed him. I don't know, you know. I'm going to say Shane.
Oh, what a shout that is. I'm going to say Dennis.
I'm going to say Shane. I think he's going to work his way through the pack. It's just these guys are going to be a bit more cautious as they go up through Eau Rouge and Radion.
Well, we shall find out what these boys will do. We shall find out what these boys are going to do in 14 seconds and as they get ready to race this one. The hour-long race. Pit window opens on the 40th minute, don't forget. What can these boys do?
What can they do is a very long final race, especially around here at Spa. You want to keep your wits about you, especially as you go through Eau Rouge and Radion. As hopefully we should be able to get going, and Dennis will lead the pack away as we get underway for the final race of the night. And we look forward to tomorrow night when the pros hit the track. They'll hit Spa, and then also we will stay here in Belgium as F1 will return on Sunday night in Spa, ironically. Yeah. But if there is wet weather...
I've clicked on. I've clicked on. That's why we can't use the Grand Prix pit lane.
And what is Arctic doing here? He's getting quite close to the back of the leaders. He's just folded into line now.
That's why we can't use the Grand Prix pit lane. The F1 cars are parked in there, finally getting tuned and ready to go for the weekend.
Of course. Forgot about that.
Oh, drive-through penalties. Welshie and Stealth and Shane. It's Shane. Dan, you've ruined his race.
Oh God.
Dennis, Dean sideways. Dean was hella sideways in. Oh, battered by everybody. Coming up. Oh, that Stealth Sloth gives him a big... Oh, the boot's open. Dean's come for his shopping in the Ardennes Forest because his boot is wide
there's
open.
more chaos.
Who's off? Who else is off here? I don't know. Dennis, Wolfenator away. Ardic, I think, is
Kelly
P3.
and Holty, I think.
Yep, Kelly, Holty. Kieran's had a moment. Right, they're coming through the first sector now. So Ardic's third. Smithy's up to fourth. Shane with a drive through is fifth. Leon Fernie is in sixth. He's got damage. Welshie is dropping down the order. Lewis looks like he's got through it all okay.
Chaos.
DJ, Phil, Holty. Wow, this is... Yeah. Oh, look,
I said these
Dan.
boys needed to learn from race 1, but...
Just go on board Dean Wasocki. That looks
I'm on board
an
with Dean.
all too familiar sight, that car. Look at the rear
definitely
wing.
so.
It's bent. It is dropped on the right-hand side, his rear wing has.
Yeah, that's pretty beaten. If I was Shane right now, of all these damaged cars, get that drive-through out the way. You've got an hour-long race, you can recover, and a lot of drivers with damage. Smithy is P4. P4.
It's P3 at the minute.
Yeah. Sorry, actually, no, sorry. Smithy, is he P4? No, he's P5. The times haven't quite caught up. But Shane, he's pushing his way through the order as quickly as he possibly can. Wow, everyone's a bit battered and bruised, but what absolute chaos once again.
Massively. Just turned Dean's stream on my phone, Dan. He's got the meatball flag. And I'm not surprised looking at the state of that car. That is going to be a hefty, hefty pit stop. Shane up the inside of Ardic, though, as they come through Blanchimont. Shane, job done. Will dive straight into the pits. We're just going to stay on board this a second. Cars, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow night at El Rouge. Really
no,
not.
Mate, no. Just remember, whatever the Pro-Am do,
Yes,
we do
this
the
is
opposite,
true.
remember?
This is true. Yes. You're so right. Shane straight in then. So Smithy will go P4. Leon Fernie, he has tumbled down the order here. It still says he's P6, but I don't think he is. I think he's lost out a few places because there is a load of cost. Yeah, Smithy's up to P4. Then it's that automatic in 5th. Pepe is now up into 6th place. Leon Fernie will then be in 8th. As Shane is doing his drive-through. Lewis is in the pits. That's a shame for him. Holty then 9th. He's got damage. Kelly's 10th. He's just been overtaken by Argent. They look, in fact, now he's overtaking Argent. Up the inside at the source. Job done. Argent's going to try and tuck underneath. No, you don't, says Kelly. And Argent's probably just going to sit and wait for El Rouge to be out of the way. He's not, though. Argent's attacking Kelly here. Argent, is he going to back out of this? They're going to go side by side up El Rouge. Who's going to back out of this one? Argy Bargy wisely backs out of that one. DJ Phil, he's just behind PM Motorsport. Lewis in the pits, damage to the rear of that car, it looks like. Welshie's in for his drive-through stealth. Sloth carries on his way, and Dean also in.
Shane is just slowly working his way down the order, and poor Shane. I'm just going to stop predicting race winners now. I seem to be cursing everybody. But Dennis with quite a comfortable lead now over Green Wolfenator. 2 seconds to him, as Ardic's currently P3, Smithy P4, Daz in P5, as Shane has cleared his drive-through. Now, the thing that Shane has that everyone else has to worry about now is Shane, I think he's managed to get away with very, very little damage, if anything at all. So he's got a fairly quick car in good conditions, and he's got a clear track ahead of him. So Shane could just put his foot down and go.
Just looking at Welshie's car coming through the pit lane. It is battered here, and yet he's got a drive-through penalty. Dean Wasocki is in as well. Dean's actually passing Welshie. Welshie's stopping in his box, so Welshie's not yet doing his drive-through. Dean's in. Lewis in as well with damage, but out front it's Dennis from the Wolfenator. Big gap there already to Ardic in 3rd place, who's got Daz, could be on for a set of 3rd place finishes here, gaining on Ardic. Pepe going up the inside at the back part of the circuit towards Blanchimont. Pepe on the outside of Smithy for Blanchimont. This is going to, in fact, no, got it done, job done, ignore me. Well done, Pepe.
Well, to carry on what Dennis was doing in qualifying, he's done a 21.5.
Well, she's got a stop go.
The speeding in the pit lane, not good. Dennis does a 21.5 out in front. Green Wolfenator 22 behind him. So Dennis with clear air is he's on his own and gone. Really, he's focusing on his race only now. He's got to pay up for what he did in race 1. Make the gains back as Daz nearly hits the back of Ardic there.
Argent has got past Kelly at some point in this lap. He's got PN, a walking fresh PN in this one, right on the back of Kelly. DJ Phil's got damage. Stealth Sloth, he's got big damage at the front of that car. Shane, who's clear, 25 seconds behind Stealth Sloth. Looks like he's got a relatively clean car there. Lewis is out the pits and is just ahead of Ardic on the circuit. Welshie then stop go penalty for him. Dean still in that pit lane, but Daz now side by side with Ardic. Job done on Ardic. P3.
It is a P3. Can he do anything about the top two now? If they can make any mistakes, then Daz could possibly have a chance of winning this race, but he's got damage to the side of his car, while the top two have no damage to their car whatsoever.
Holty up the inside of Smithy. Sorry, Dan, just looking at Holty's car. Bit of damage to the splitter and the front bumper, maybe the rear bumper as well, but he gets inside Smithy, who had a big mistake. Welshie stopped on track on the Kemmel straight. Dean's still in the pit lane. Wow, he's having a long stop, but Holty now up into P7.
I would not want to be Dean Masaki right now, but Ardic losing out to Daz as he's, very sideways as he goes through Puon. And he's got Pepe catching him very quickly indeed. But he's also got Holty and Smithy coming after him as well. Leon Fernie going very wide through
through Puon.
Puon as well.
Ardic flicking it left, flicking it right through the chicane here. Pepe really gaining on him, as is Holty here then.
Kelly's got past Argent again.
So Argent struggling somewhere then. Where's Shane in terms of Stealth Sloth? Not a million miles away, you know. Shane just coming through the hairpin. Stealth Sloth at no name. Pepe, where he got Smithy last time around. He's looking on up the inside this time of Blanchimon on Ardic. No, he's not. He's done it before Blanchimon again. So Pepe loves teasing us by Blanchimon and already having the manoeuvre done. Next up for Ardic is Holty. Ardic bounces off the curb there, manages to keep it together. Well held from him. Here comes the Bentley up the inside, better on the brakes. Holty P5 now.
Yep, Holty straight up the inside. Gets shoved up, but Ardic's coming back at
yeah,
him.
He is, to be fair.
Corner. Is he going to look to the outside of the next corner? As I think Welshie's still struggling to get going. Is he right out the way? No, he's in the middle of the track.
Yeah, he's stationary here. I don't think Welshie's car is drivable. Yeah, that's not drivable. And Welshie did the right thing to stay stationary. Tell you what, Dan, Ardic's got back in front of Holty here, so he's got the better run out of turn one. And Ardic at the bottom of El Rouge, back in front of Holty. Up El Rouge goes Pepe, Ardic and Holty. Ardic here, he could have the run on Pepe, you know. Ardic's coming for him.
They've got to be careful though, because there's going to be yellow flags they can't overtake, because there is a car stricken in the middle of the road.
Oh! Holty nearly clips the back of Welshie there as they split them. Ricardo's onto kind of ask, except this car's stationary. Welshie returns to the pit lane. He should be able to get back into this race. But for Holty now, he is back ahead of Ardic once again. Leon Fernie gaining. Argent was ahead of Smithy and is now past Smith. It was behind Smithy, is now past Smithy, so I'm not sure what's happened to Smithy there. Then a few mistakes maybe. PN gaining on him. Shane 10 seconds off the back of DJ Phil already.
Told you, Shane. Shane's just got to focus on clearing this traffic. He can get a podium here. He can still get a podium because the guys in front of them are still suffering with damage, especially the likes of Holty, Ardic, Pepe, all of them. Daz probably might be a bit of a struggle to catch him, but if he just does his lap times, make sure he doesn't make any mistakes, keeps his nose clean, don't have any contact, and as soon as the pit window opens, he can decide to come in early, get clean air again, or he can wait till everyone else pits and see where everyone folds out. Because at the minute, he knows for a fact he's only got a 30-second pit stop, while everyone else has probably got a minute plus. And Dean, on the other hand, has just come out after his pit stop, and I don't know how long that one is.
Well, Dean's pit stop, I kept his stream on, was 1 minute 50. Dean turned his changed tyre off. Who's that in the background? I think PN had a slide coming through the chicane. He's managed to hold it all together. Dean was at a 1 minute 30 pit stop, plus the time to get in and out, so about a 2.5 minute pit stop for Dean. Excuse me. So Dean's got to do it all again. Gap out front though coming down a little bit here, and Holty's gaining on Pepe as well.
Is Pooh on my favourite corner? Probably so. Dennis is losing time to Green Wolfinator.
Yeah,
1.7 now.
Holty, has Holty passed Pepe? He has. Holty's passed Pepe, so I'm not seeing where he's done that. Holty's through. PN gaining on Smithy and Kieran. Kieran versus Kelly, eh? What a battle. Never seen this one before.
Never ever. As just in the background as well, we've got Smithy versus PN, and PN got very close to the back of Smithy as well. So Smithy must be struggling with damage on the front of that car. But Kelly and Argent, arch nemesis, back on track once again with one another. Up towards Eau Rouge and Radion they go, and Argent I think will have the better run. But Kelly probably struggling with steering and damage to the front of his car. Well, Argent, I don't think he's in perfect nick either.
Yeah, I think Argent got involved with something. He was
Leon
off.
Fernie's cleared Ardic.
He was off when Dean was off, so... Ooh.
Ardic just hit the rear of Leon Fernie, and they managed to keep going. This is going to allow Kelly and Argent to get a little bit closer again.
Yes, PN on the back of Smithy into late comms. Nothing done there. Stealth. Shane has cleared DJ Fildan, so he's done one. 6 seconds to Self-Slough now.
Yep, one done. Next one to go, and he's just at the top towards... I keep forgetting it. Orangeman? No, this is...
LeCombs.
LeCombe.
Yep.
God, I'm looking at Jamie's messages, and I keep forgetting that Radion and Huon and No Name. I'm normally quite good with these, but...
Dan's favourite part of Spa, Jamie, if you don't remember back to Project Cars when he was commentating it, Camel Straight. If you remember back in the day. Yeah, well, you said earlier about, you know, you love it when I make mistakes. Just thought I'd bring one of yours up.
Oh, Argent's gone right round the outside of KLF there. And KLF now losing a place to Argent, but he's sticking with him. And a lot of these guys are just waiting for the pit window to open. I really hope that this doesn't happen in Pro.
Yeah, same here. They've got a good 8 minutes till this pit window opens. They're gaining on Ardic though, with these two, Smithy and PN, still holding their battle stations. Here is Ardic. He's got Argent fastly approaching as they head to Blanchimont now, and through they go. Argent's cleared Kelly a little bit, so Kelly must have more aero damage than Kieran. We saw Holty dive up the inside at the final chicane on Ardic. What will Argent do? Does Ardic go to defend it? Argent doesn't think of sending one quite in the similar fashion, but does get very close to the rear of the Porsche. This is a matter of when, not if, for Argent and KLF. Ardic's done well though, Dan. Nearly 5 minutes into the race, still in that top 7 position. He's had a good run so far.
Yeah, he has indeed, and he has got damage to the back of that Porsche by the looks of it. He has had a bit of a boot from the rear, and he's just locked up into turn 1, and that's going to give Argent an opportunity to look down the inside. KLF will be enjoying this one, watching these two get close as Argent and Ardic go side by side as they head towards Eau Rouge and Radion. How's this going to pan out? Argent comes out in front as
how has he held that? That is phenomenal driving from Ardic, because he's lost it up there a couple of times, and look at the run, the compromise that has had. Welch's finally out of the pit stop after that has sorted him out. Here comes Kelly on Ardic, and before he comes, Kelly gets Ardic done, and that is another place as Ardic late on the brakes, Kelly late as well, and they both miss the corner there. But Kelly up into P8 ahead of Ardic. PN has also got himself past Smithy. That must have been done a while ago. And Shane is ahead of Self-Slough. Shane is a man on a mission. Dan, what's the current lap times? Shane towards the leaders in terms of?
So Shane at the minute.
Hang on a moment. Apologies. The Green Wolfenator is nowhere near Dennis anymore. And you go on board him. That front end has took a wallop. It has taken a battering. He is struggling to turn through corners here.
He's had a big moment. Has he hit the top of Radion then? I will find out for you as well, Matthew. I'll find out exactly what has happened.
What a guy you are.
Yep. He's been catching Dennis quite quickly. He's been sticking within a second of him. But I will find exactly what has happened. Yes, it is Eau Rouge and Radion.
Yeah.
He's just lost the rear. Dan's favourite moment around Spa was running around on days... Dries. I remember that one now.
Season 1, wasn't it? Season 1?
Yeah.
Season 2, yeah? Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Took a gamble and it didn't work, did it, mate?
No, not really.
Jamie, stop bullying him. Either way, Kelly within 8/10 of Kieran Argent. That gap looks a little bigger now, though, for me. So as Kelly just lost out a little bit to Argent here, this part of the lap. But either way, these guys have got damage. 5.5 minutes till that pit window opens still. So they've still got a while before they can decide to box. Wolfenator did stay out as well, so he's carried on going through here. Daz 3 seconds off the back. Daz has actually pulled a little time over Holty this lap. So as Holty had another mistake somewhere, Pepe 6 seconds behind. Leon Fernie is 9 seconds behind him, and Argent really went deep into turn 1. That's allowed Kelly on the back of him again. Argent and Kelly gaining on the back of the McLaren of Leon Fernie. Good run from Leon Fernie again, Dan, with damage.
Yeah, definitely so. I'm taking my time getting back into the lobby a minute because the cameras
went static. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We'll try and
use the replay.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Oh, Argent's on the grass. Argent's on the grass. He's got that. How's he got that wrong through the top of Radion? The little kink at the top he's ran wide on. That's a nothing corner. He's on the grass. Either way, he's right up the boot of Leon Fernie now. Gets it stopped into Lacombe's. Probably a bit too much curb than what he'd have liked. Look at Fury's granddad. He wants a spot in the admin. He does. Look, 25 watching. Only 20 likes. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying the racing. If you're enjoying it, you'll enjoy tomorrow even more. The pros are live out on the circuit around this track, and then Dan Davis will bring you the commentary live of Sunday for Formula 1 around this circuit. Could we have 5 races in a row where it's been wet? There's only one place to find out, and that is Simplay Motorsport. Daz now within a second of Green Wolfenator. We'll keep our eyes on Argent, but there's Daz. Where's the Wolfenator? In fact, he's passed the Wolfenator. DJ Phil's in the pits. That's early for DJ Phil.
That is early. Maybe he's got major damage as well. I'm not looking at the replays again. But he is back into the pits.
Argent took the inside Leon Fernie. Now to the outside, Leon Fernie through the chicane. Leon Fernie comes out still in the lead of that battle.
Does indeed, and all these guys now just trying to survive. Where is Shane? He's pretty much got onto the back of Smithy. His lap times, that's what I was looking at. Last lap, oh no, that's Smithy I'm looking at. Wrong driver. So Shane, that's the one I want. He's right onto the back of Smithy, and he's doing 2:22s at the minute. So he's got decent pace.
Oh!
He's the tracks now.
Leon Fernie right on the curb at Blanchimont has then walloped into the side, off the curb, into the side of Argent. Kelly, well, thank you, Mama, for the carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, whatever you're growing. Kelly's just come and robbed you blind because Argent and Leon Fernie lose a place here, and that could be more damage to Argy Bargy and the McLaren of Leon Fernie. Kelly now up into P6, and Shane has cleared Smithy into P11. Well, what a drive this could be for KLF here, but I tell you what a drive this could be for Holty, who's gaining on the back of Wolfenator. Lewis a lap down just in front of him, and Lewis as well. Looks like he's gonna let Holty go. Yeah, he does. He lets Holty go.
Put into perspective, Matt, Shane is matching the leader on race pace. So at the minute, Dennis has got this race pretty much covered. It's only down to him really not to mess it up. But Daz at the minute currently in second. God, every time I'm trying to say
Ardic's done it again up El Rouge. He's got it even more sideways this time, and he's managed to still hold it. PN, though, is down the Kemmel straight now, and he's going to go side by side with Ardic. Apologies to Dan. We'll go back to him in just a moment. But here comes PN all the way down towards Lacombe. Ardic is throwing it through El Rouge and can't drop it, and stays ahead of PN Motorsport at Lacombe's. Daniel.
How is he keeping this car facing the right way?
I don't know. Yeah. Whatever he's doing.
They did say the Porsche is not suited around here, and I can see why.
DJ Phil now is on my timing screen, has dropped behind Dean.
DJ Phil's not moved.
Yeah, Dean's about to lap him as well. So is that a return to pits for Phil? Has he had a moment like Welshie, I wonder, where he's not been able to get it back, so his controls might be locked here. PN still sat behind Ardic at the moment.
He's just messaged me saying add damage, so I think he's got major damage or something to his car. Maybe.
Well, through Puon. PN on the brakes. Look who's in the background of this PN Ardic battle. It is Shane.
He's moving.
Oh, well, he's away now, right. But he's a lap down to Dean Wasocki, I do believe. So, Phil, Dean here, he's had big damage, but he's gained 2 places out of this, and this is what you get rewarded with if you get to the end of the races. I know it's 15th place, but it's more points, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Definitely so. Oh, Daz, he's going right all over the curb just now. So much so, he nearly rolled his car over. That's a moment and a half.
Here comes PN, looking up the inside at Blanchimont. Can't get it done. You don't want to do what Leon Fernie did and bounce off the curb. Still trying to get past Ardic. Ardic doing a fantastic job. PN all over the curb. Look who's really charging in the background. PN pulls to one side. He knows who to pick his fights with, and it is not the bright pink and green Lamborghini of Shane. Shane now will challenge Ardic for P9.
Shane's absolutely flying right now. Last lap was a 23.2. 23.1 again on this one. But obviously he had to clear the traffic around him.
Pit window
He's
open.
Absolutely flying. Pit window is now open in. Is it open?
Yeah,
Open.
it's just opened on my screen. We're at the 40-minute mark. It's just opened. It's been open for about 12 seconds now. We had this last week. When I was doing highlights, we had this last week.
Mine hasn't opened, but obviously I've joined into the lobby later, so I guess maybe that's why.
Well, Stealth Sloth.
Shane's just cleared Arctic going through Eau Rouge and Radion, so he's keen to clear some cars right now, and he's up into P9. So Shane's having a good drive at the minute, but put it into perspective, the car that's in fourth, well, even third place is going through Puon and then heading towards the final end of Sector 2. Meanwhile, Shane is only now coming towards No Name.
But don't forget, Holty, Wolfenator, and Down damage to their cars. So
yeah, all cars ahead of him have got damage, so he will obviously benefit from that. But at the minute, Shane looking like you could jump a few places just due to people causing damages to their car.
Yeah,
Who
indeed he is.
First? Dennis stays out. Daz
well,
is the next car.
Stealth and Dean Wisocki are the first two in. They've came in during the pit window. Obviously, they was at the end of the track as the pit window opened. That's the bonus of where they are. Good evening to Forzy and Tibbs in the chat. Daz stays out as well. I imagine Holty will come straight in here.
Possibly so, unless Argent's got more damage, because Holty's probably not got a lot of damage.
Holty's in.
Coming in
Holty's
straight
in.
away there.
Right, if you're Shane, Dan, do you box the same lap as Holty to maybe get the jump on him knowing he's got damage?
It really depends on the cars in front of him, but he's got no cars around him, has he not? Well, he's got a couple
not
just in front.
too sure. Wolfenator's in. Peppy's in.
I would based on what cars pit. If most of the cars in front of him pit, then why? He got clear. Oh, Argent's in the wall again!
No way! Oh, he is. It's his favourite spot. So he's really struggling. Shane's going to clear Argent as well. Kelly is in. So that means, is Leon Fernie going to pit? No, he stays out. What does Shane do now? It is Spa this weekend for F1. Shane stays out. PN and Argent. Argent can't pit. He's got to keep going. PN stays out. Smithy, he can't pit either, so he's got to stay out. And then Stealth Sloth and Dean Wisocki was the first two into the box, so we'll see when them two go. But at the minute, Dan, it is going horribly wrong in this second race for Argent. He's got PN within a second now.
The only problem that Shane's going to have now is passing Leon Fernie, depending on how much damage Leon Fernie is carrying. But Shane going through Eau Rouge and Radion, there would only be 3 cars separating him now, which will be Daz, Leon, and Dennis. And Dennis, obviously, quite a gap to him. But he'll be looking at trying to catch Daz and possibly get onto the back of Leon Fernie. But Leon Fernie is not really when he... it's not if he'll pass him, it's when he will pass him.
Yeah, exactly.
Leon's still struggling with that car.
PN as well, gaining on the back of Argent here then as they move up to 5th and 6th respectively. Stealth Sloth and Dean Wisocki out the pit lane and are away. In terms of Holty, he's still stationary as his Wolfenator. Peppy, Kelly only just coming to his box now, so that's how long it took Kelly just to get down to his pit box. Holty though, the man to keep our eyes on. When does he go away? As Shane has just gone through No Name now, so Holty still a long stop for him. Dean and Stealth Sloth though, the first two to in and done. Argent wide through No Name. Here comes PN Motorsport down towards Puon. Tucks back in behind, thinks better of it.
Yeah, you've got to be somewhat a lot faster to get the job done in Puon. And PN not far enough alongside Argent, just struggling with that car. And on the same corner, he's been struggling throughout testing. Holty is done. He's been dropped and away he goes. So this is now, where does Shane fade in?
Daz is in.
Daz is in as well. So he's got his pit stop done. Shane, how long is it going to take him to clear Leon, or is he just going to pit straight away with no one in his way? That is the question. But Leon Fernie is just in front of him.
Leon Fernie is just in front of him. The bonus for Argent now is Argent can pit. We know PN can't, so PN will possibly not pass Argent on the track. Knowing that Holty's away here, PN can just let Argent drive into the pit lane and PN can pick up that position. In terms of Shane though, he is right up that bonnet, that boot of Leon Fernie. Does Leon choose to box? He doesn't. So this now is Shane really trying to get on the back of Leon Fernie here. Argent has to surely be coming into the pits. He does come into the pits, and that is good. Oh, nearly clips the pit wall. What about Ardic here? Boxers as well, and I imagine we'll see Smithy come into the pits also.
The question is now, where's Holty going to fade into Daz?
Yeah. No,
Daz is now That is just coming to a stop now.
Holty
is only now going through Puon, so
yeah,
going to be tight, I reckon.
I think Daz has
Possibly,
got
still
this.
in Daz's,
I think Daz has got
that
this.
covered.
Because I don't think Daz is carrying much damage. One man who's not carrying any damage is this man here, Dennis. Audi's 400th race, and Dennis, what a job he's done tonight in this. He, bit unlucky in the first race. Oh, that'll be track limits. Bit unlucky in the first race, but my, has he been unstoppable in this second race. It's a shame that Shane wasn't closer in this second race to really challenge Dennis for a fight.
Dennis constantly in the 22s. He's not dropping out his best as a 21. So Dennis really got the pace
Daz
to
is
just
away.
stay out in front and control the pace.
Daz away. And Holty's only just left the bus stop chicane, Dan. So Daz well in front at the moment.
P2 for him on the cards at the minute then. Depends all really on what happens between these two, Shane and Leon Fernie. And Leon's really holding up Shane at the minute. Shane's got to look to the inside. He thinks better of it as Leon goes very wide. Will Shane get the run onto the corner? Yes, he will, but Leon's going to stay there. Is
Contact!
there contact? Yes,
Contact!
there is!
Shane's been spun around by Leon there.
Leon, there was really no gap there, mate. He spun him round. Shane's struggling.
Oh, Shane's still, yeah.
Oh.
Can't even get it facing the right way. That's PN now, who moves up into third place. Leon carries on his way to Shane. May as well bring it in the box. He's lost a lot of time. DJ Phil back in for his stops. Lewis hasn't come in for his. Well, Welshie Pit, that's what we'll need to find out. In terms of Kelly, though, he's jumped Argent by a massive amount. Wolfenator has jumped Argent. Pepe has jumped Argent. Lewis will jump Argent and Ardic. And Stealth Sloth still not. In fact, no, he has pitted, but it doesn't look like it's done the damage unless he's had another incident in the wall. He's got Dean Wasocki. I think Dean's a lap behind Stealth Sloth. Not too sure. You can check on the timetables for us, Dan. I think Dean's unlapping himself from Stealth Sloth here.
It sometimes breaks my game, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay, we'll leave that. In fact, Dean's car looks like. I wonder if these two have had it coming together because Dean's got damage on the rear again. And that right-hand side of his car door.
Stealth has got damage to the front of his car.
Yeah, and these have both pitted. So, have these two made contact
Dean's
together?
a lap down.
Right, well, he's just unlapped himself. Yeah, just unlapped himself. Ardic jumps Argent, and Argent straight away on the back of Ardic. As Leon Fernie, PM Motorsport, and Shane all enter the pits. Argent took the inside of Ardic through the corner after they comes. Job done. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots. Where's Holty? He's coming through that middle sector now, as Shane is at turn 1.
See, I think sometimes a little bit of inexperience there from Leon Fernie and Shane. Shane really just needed to pick his fights. He did not need to be fighting Leon Fernie. So as soon as he got onto the back of him, he should have just peeled into the pits and just avoided that contact. Meanwhile, Leon Fernie should have realised it'd gone wide. The kind of the move was over with, and Shane had the superior grip and track position, but he kept it nose in there and he bounced over the curb and contact was made. So both of them losing out there, but Shane losing out even bigger, and he won't be too happy about that.
Daz goes through Holt. Daz goes through Holt. He's coming to turn 1. Daz is in the pits as Leon Fernie, PM Motorsport, and Shane have just stopped at their box. So that shows you how far Daz is ahead. Holty, though, is going to come past Shane. Shane's still in his box now, but can Shane catch him in the rest of this race? Stelsloth must have big damage because he's already pitted and he's back in the pits. This will allow Dean Wasocki to maybe gain a lap back. Lewis still not pitted yet. He's got 11 minutes, so he's fine to do so at the moment. Is a lap down on Pepe, though, so far. And Pepe, for Wolfenator as well. Wolfenator's gaining on KLF. We're going to start to see these battles come back to each other. Daz, currently P3. Smithy, by the way, not yet pitted, running P2.
He is running P2, and if Dennis has a long pit stop, he could be leading this race.
Could be indeed. Dennis isn't even at the pit box yet. Shane is away, so where's Holty? Just coming down towards the hairpin. Shane is just coming up out the pit exit at Radion.
Shane's lost out massively here.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was fighting a fight that he should not really have been in.
He's jumped Leon Fernie, though. Leon Fernie's dropping down the order. He's 8.
Yeah, but he's dropped behind PN.
Yeah.
He's also dropped behind Pepe, Bree Wolfenator, KLF. All these guys he probably might have been closer with, all because he had to turn around, get himself going again, and possibly damage repairs as well. So, all the stuff that he really didn't need to get himself involved in.
Wolfenator gaining on the back of KLF here. Only Lewis and Smithy still to pit in this one, and Welshie, of course, has to pit. And Wolfenator here, gaining on the back of KLF as Dennis has gone. And where is Smithy? He's coming into the pits. It looks like he's off track at the final chicane, so I think he's pitting. Yes.
Dennis is now exiting Radeon. Well,
Yeah.
Daz is only now coming to the bus stop. This is how much of a gap that Dennis has.
Only Dennis can stop Dennis from winning this race. Wolfenator though, one McLaren to another. Wolfenator right up the rear end of KLF here. I don't think Kelly repaired damage. That Costa looks a little scuffed up on the front. And Kelly allows Wolfenator to have the inside up. Oh, they just make a little bit of contact. Both carry on their way. And Wolfenator up into P5. Kelly, though, 6th at the minute, will obviously be back into P5 when he passes his teammate. So, good set of P5s for Kelly at the moment, but Pepe 8 seconds behind. Shane 10 seconds behind Pepe. He's got past PN. PN's within 7/10. Lewis 5 seconds ahead of Leon Fernie here. The Honda yet to pit. He's got 8 minutes 54 seconds, so he's still got plenty of time. Welshie as well still needs to pit. For Leon Fernie, Argent. Ardix P13. Stealth Sloth's out the pits. He's 14th place. Dean Wasocki. He's currently 15th, and DJ Phil, in 16th place.
What an interesting race we've had here this evening, Matt. As Smithy's still in the pits, he's now lost out to Holty, Green Wolfenator and KLF. Pepe now coming down the straight, with Shane not too far behind and PN as well, and he's not quite gone green. I think he should feed out in front of Leon Fernie if he goes green, but he's still not gone green just yet, as Leon Fernie goes very, very wide on my screen. He doesn't even try to make the curb.
Yeah, he's not come back on over them sausage curves. He's gone to the end, so that will definitely be a track limit warning for him. He comes out ahead of Smithy. Argent looks like he's going to get past Smithy. Ardic possibly not. So Smithy around P12, I reckon, here.
Yeah, still decent.
Hey, points. Lewis still got to pit as well, then. So possibly back up into P11.
Yeah, definitely so. So Smithy minding his own business, keeping himself in this race, as Dennis has got some gap to Daz at the minute.
Dennis just exited turn 1. Daz just at Blanchimont now. Jamie Brazier, an Audi driver running away with Pro-Am. I've seen that somewhere before, haven't I? No. And Plava was runner-up to an NSX. So you haven't seen it before. You did really, Little Leach the season after. And then Max Mulder last season in Pro-Am. Holty then, he's back up to P3, Dan. Damage at the start, running a quiet race, 20 seconds ahead of the Wolfenator. For Shane, though, he's got 27 minutes. He's pretty much got all of race 1 to gain time on Pepe and on KLF and Green Wolfenator and Holty here. What's realistic for Shane in this back half of the race?
Really just to catch Kelly and the Green Wolfenator. Probably his targets now. We've got half an hour to go. And like I said, they're in the bus stop chicane as we speak, Wolfenator and Kelly. They've had moments, and I think Kelly's still carrying damage, so possibly they're really the targets to beat, because...
yeah.
Oh, I think there's a car gone off. That's DJ Phil.
Front of Shane, yeah, it sounded like a car slow. Oh yeah, big time in the wall. And that
Selector reverse, and he's got it out of the way, luckily.
Yeah,
PN's had a moment.
Oh, where? Just watching DJ Phil
chicane,
rejoin. Right.
Okay, this should be interesting.
Phil's
My
in.
game's going to break, so I'm going to go and find out what's happened.
Phil is in. Lewis stays out on the circuit. DJ Phil into the pits. Lewis has that 6-minute window left to pit. So it's Dennis from Daz, Holty, Green Wolfenator, KLF, Pepe, Shane now 7.5 to Pepe, PM Motorsport, Lewis. Is that PN ahead of Lewis? Yeah, PN, Lewis, Leon Fernie gaining on Lewis then.
Whoa, Phil's just lost it all on his own on the straight. Oh, he's gone over the curb.
Ah, well, there we go then. Leon Fernie gaining on Lewis, Argent gaining on Leon Fernie. Phil back to pit as well.
Cutting out again, Matt. That's just struggling there. And looks by the looks of thing, PN's just gone very wide, bounced over the curb,
right,
and just lost rear traction, and around he went.
Fair play to PN then. As Phil back in, well, not Phil's night tonight. Welshie unlaps himself, so Welshie here could maybe gain on Phil, but Welshie's got to pit himself. Dennis, coming out of the Kemmel straight. Daz, just gone through Blanchimont, breaking into the bus stop chicane. 7 seconds Daz has got to Halty. Will that change? Wolfenator, he's got 21 seconds to Halty. Kelly, he's got a fair few seconds to the green. Wolfenator, he's lost a bit more time here. 7 seconds. Pepe, looks like he's gaining on Kelly a little bit. I don't think Kelly's repaired his damage in this second race. Pepe to Kelly, 7.5. What about Shane to Pepe then? That gap is down to 5.5, so Shane is really charging here. Lewis being caught by Leon Fernie and by Argent. Argent on the back of Leon Fernie here within 1.5 seconds. That's even closer now through this middle sector, Dan. Argent really starting to try and pick up some places.
Yeah, he is indeed. Shane at the minute is in the 22s. The fastest man on track at the minute is actually Halty. I believe in the 21s. Yeah, he's in the 21s. His best is actually a 20.9.
Here comes Argent. Round the outside of Blanchimont, gets the job done on Leon Fernie. It's always when you're speaking, Dan, something happens.
Yeah. Then that next corner that Argent seems to struggle with, and he's managed to survive it this time.
Survive it and pass a car.
Yeah.
Lewis really needs to start to come into the pits. He's got 3 minutes left.
The man I'm starting to worry about is Daz, because Halty's doing 2021s. Daz's last lap was a 26.2. So Halty is hunting him down bit by bit. Halty should catch him relatively quickly.
Halty should catch him relatively quickly, but the gap's 5.3. Catching's one thing though, passing is another, and we've seen Halty. He said in race 1 he made a mistake, so he's got to not make a mistake in this one. Argent gaining on the Honda of Lewis, gets a great run up El Rouge over Radion now, and here comes the Bentley on the Honda. The car I drive versus the car I love, and the Bentley looks far superior down the straight. He's not past him yet, actually. I've changed my mind. He's not past him yet. He's not past him yet. He's past him now. Argent into P9 with Leon Fernie on the back of him. Welchie in the pits.
He is in the pits. There's Dennis still extending his lead by quite a margin. Oh, he's got a slow car ahead of him of Smithy to clear. He seems to be just struggling a little bit with his steering, but Daz still P2 at the minute, but he is being hunted down by Halty relatively quickly.
And the thing for Halty is he's got so much time as well, Dan, left in this race that he could do this comfortably.
Yeah, he has got plenty of time. The thing is, though, like Halty said, it was just damage limitations. Score as many points as he possibly can while he can. And Shane's really ruined his race by getting a drive-through straight away. If he hadn't had that drive-through, we could have been having a completely different conversation right now.
Leon Fernie up the inside of Lewis, and so Leon Fernie manages to get the place. I think Lewis hasn't given this one up. He has now. He pulls back in behind Leon Fernie. So Leon Fernie up to 11, up to 10th. Lewis has to pit this lap, otherwise that will be the end of his race. Shane, though, charging at the minute, 3.2 behind Pepe. That is Dean Wassani getting out of the way. Thought there was a car off there. It's not. It's Dean getting out of the way of the leaders.
I'm still watching Lewis at the minute. He's still close to Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie with the damage to the front of his car. That Honda getting a slipstream, but not quite as much grip going through the left-hander, and he had to lose out there to Leon Fernie. But he's very late on the brakes and gets onto the back of the McLaren, but not close enough.
He's got to pit, and in he comes now as well. So Smithy will be the man who will possibly gain a place. Audic might as well. Stealth Sloth, I think, is a lap down. Oh, hello, Stealth. Drifting it through corners here. Don't want to do that too much, although Dean is only at El Rouge. You've got pretty much half a lap to Dean Wysocki in that fight. Shane, 3 seconds as he crossed the line to Pepe. What is the gap? Now at the first sector to Pepe. Pepe slowly creeping in on Kelly, but Pepe's going to shortly have to face this pink Lamborghini, which is 2.5 now behind Pepe in his Aston Martin. Shane, I tell you what, this season for Shane, this first half of the season, is summed up by his own little mistakes. Been caught out in a few errors as well, but his own few mistakes has cost him race wins here in this one, this first half of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Another half still yet to go, and circuits that I think that the Bentley should suit more.
Oh, next week especially, yeah.
Is Zandvoort next?
Yeah, Zandvoort next.
Dan Next is older, I think should suit the Bentley as well. I know for a fact that Mazzano will come back to the Lamborghini.
Well, if we think of our 4-hour race, well, Monza's another one that will suit the Lamborghini. But if we think of a 4-hour race of Brands Hatch, the 4 cars recommended for that was McLaren, Ferrari, Aston Martin V8, and Bentley. So, kind of at the minute, based off of the knowledge we have, does Holty have the tracks in his favour so far?
Possibly so, but I don't know for sure how accurate that videos that we watched are.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact that on Project Cars, the Lamborghini and Audi was very, very good at Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a different game, different concept, but
well,
same kind of physics.
Is this the Audi being half a second quicker here in race 2, or is spot on from the guys who do the videos? Dennis, half a second quicker than, in fact, way quicker than everybody else at the minute. Holty Dad, 7/10 to Daz now, really got on the back of him.
Yeah, is Daz going to fight this, or is he just going to let Holty through? He's gone very wide there at the end of Les Gommes. They head down towards the right-hander, and Holty is hunting him down bit by bit. Does he fight him? Because he knows he's got quite a gap to the Wolfinator at the minute, who's only now going through Les Gommes as they go through No Name heading towards Pouhon.
Pretty much 25 seconds to the Wolfinator Daz has got, so... Yeah, does he fight Holty? I mean, you're not a racing driver if you don't fight for every position, but 18 minutes left when you know Holty seems to have superior pace at the minute. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Me, I'd be elbows out fighting till the very end, so that's just me. Daz obviously might feel a little bit different. Well, Holty's made a mistake. Had a wiggle through Pouhon, and then a little wiggle through the chicane after Dean back into the pit lane. So what's happened to Dean Wysocki? He's through turn 1. That car looks a bit battered, and yeah.
Well, Daz started to then realise now that possibly the dirty air will be affecting the Bentley.
Well, while the dirty air is affecting the Bentley, it's not affecting the Lamborghini of Shane, who he's now coming through Pouhon within that second of the Aston Martin of Pepe. In fact, it's no longer 9/10. He's right up the rear end of Pepe here into the chicane just after Pouhon. Shane getting closer, Dan. So while Holty's starting to struggle a little bit, Shane seems like he's going to pick up a couple of places here.
Yeah, but it's still not enough. Holty's still in the best position to score points. Shane's just not doing enough. He's not doing any damage into Holty's championship. If anything, Green Wolfinator is the only one really putting any pressure to Holty. And then again, Holty is still down towards Eau Rouge and Raidillon, while
Holty's lost more time to Daz here, Dan.
Yeah, I think he's just overheated the tyres possibly ever so slightly and just tries to get them to cool down a little bit. Stelsos had a moment through Raidillon. And
oh, who's this off? Who's this off? Apologies, someone at the bus stop! Oh, no, it's Kelly!
Kelly and Shane.
Daz took to Pepe, took to the grass. Kelly was off. I think Kelly was rejoining. I'm not 100% sure, but Kelly can't get this car going. And Shane has absolutely walloped into the back. Pepe took to the grass. Shane has gave him a wallop. Kelly's 7th, though. Is he 7th? Or is he a lap down now to PN? No, he's 7th, yeah, because Shane's cross line. Kelly's in the pits. So Kelly's ruined. PN 7th. Leon Fernie's going to be 8th. Argent span at the bus stop. Oh, he's going wrong for all the cars at the moment. Argent span at the bus stop. So he's going to pass Kelly. Go on.
Kelly was ahead of these two anyway, so while those two are having a scrap, Kelly was ahead of them. I'm not sure what's happened here. Oh, he's... Oh, no! I know what's happened here.
Go on.
So, Kelly's gone... He's gone through...
Blanchimont.
The fast left-halfer. Yeah, Blanchimont. Right? Does it feel... I don't know what he's done there. He's just gone straight over the grass.
Yeah.
Bottomed out, and I think the car's stalled. And as he stalled the car, he can't get going. Bang! Shane goes straight into the back of him. Because obviously Pepe moves suddenly, and then next thing you know, there's a car coming.
He must still be in the... Fury's just commented, Kelly's TV turned off and couldn't get it back on, couldn't see where he was.
There you go, then that's what's happened to Kelly.
And then Shane chooses to go one way, chose wrong. Pepe took to the grass. Oh, Holty now within 1.3. But you feel, oh, Shane's struggling to turn now. Shane is massively compromised on this halfway through the lap through Poo on massive front end damage. Holty 1.1 off the back of Daz now. Holty doesn't need to push for this second too hard. Dean's back out the pits. He's a lap ahead of DJ Phil, who's a lap ahead of Welshie. Stealth Sloth, he's on the same lap as Lewis. Lewis 2 laps down, but he's only a lap behind Ardic. In fact, he's 32 seconds behind Ardic, who has passed KLF, which means Lewis will now pass Kelly as well. Smithy running in the top 10. Argent 7 seconds to Leon. Leon gaining on PN. PN will slowly be gaining on Shane, I reckon, here. I won't be surprised if we see Shane pit. It's going to hurt his race, but I won't be surprised if Shane pits here. Holty within a 10th. In fact, Holty's through, but Holty's had a mistake. Daz keeps going. Holty's had a wiggle at the comms. We caught the end of that. And Holty will have to sit behind Daz and chase Daz once again. Shane.
I would love to see the action, mate, but my game's decided to crash.
Ah, brilliant.
So, yeah.
Shane carries on his way here. So he's getting this car to the end. Leon 34 seconds to PN. Argent 6 seconds to Leon. Argent's gone deep at the chicane again here. Bounces over the sausage. Argent's struggling in this race, as is Holty at the end. Oh, great. Fantastic. Lewis up to P12 then. Kelly still in the pit. Stealth Sloth is now on the same lap as Kelly. Kelly's not yet away. And for Stealth Sloth here, he's only just gone through No Name. Oh no, Kelly's moving. Ignore me. That's job done. Kelly's staying 13th.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe it's TV switched off.
I know.
Oh, that's a PN thing, that is.
Oh, Holt is very wide coming onto this back part of the circuit. These Bentleys are struggling here in the latter part of the race. Oh dear.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. We absolutely love to hear it. Keep struggling, Bentleys. I mean, oh, come on, Holty and Argent, you've got this.
Holty gaining Daz still though. I don't know if it's the dirty air of Daz or if these Bentleys are just struggling, because Argent was nowhere near anybody and he's struggling on his own. Holty's not quite close enough yet. Just watching Argent towards No Name now. How does he get this one? He looks fine through there. Dennis has nearly lapped Argent, can I just say as well. So Dennis has lapped the top 10 of this pack at the moment. Dennis flying.
I am back. He
Good.
is flying. 26.2 was actually Dennis's last lap. So he's very sideways as well as he went through No Name. But that's
Where is he? Where is he? Right, he's backed out of it.
God.
He's definitely had a moment, and he backed out. It's Ardic in front that normally has the moment up Eau Rouge. Well, Holty's got past, and it's this time not through him losing the car, it's through Daz. Holty gives Ardic a flash of the lights there. Leon Fernie within 2 seconds of PN Motorsport now. Daz. Well, hey, that could have been the podium gone if that goes into a wall.
That was Brown Pants moment for him.
Yeah. Massively so.
Just keeping an eye on Argent at the minute. Shane managing, considering he's had a big whack, so I should get away quite lightly on this one, hasn't he? P6 still.
You say lightly, but PN is now within 4 seconds of him, and he's now 18 seconds behind Pepe, so he is losing time. And not only is PN coming, but Leon Fernie's gaining on PN, Argent's gaining on Leon Fernie, so
232.6 is Shane's last lap. Or was that the same lap that the contact was made with Kelly?
No, Shane's done at least 2 laps since then.
Okay, well, his car looks relatively alright to me on my screen, but obviously
right, that must be because you've rejoined, because his bonnet is lifted up on my screen. He's got PN right behind him. He's got Leon Fernie right behind him, and right behind Leon Fernie is Argy Bargy. And yeah.
Meanwhile, Dennis is just cruising out in front. No worries, no stress. As Holty is now exceeding the gap onto Daz, and Daz, like Jamie says, has to get himself a brand new pair of pants.
Yeah.
This has probably gone brown right now.
Shane's very wide. PN up the inside. Shane's not even fighting that one. Back on just before No Name. So Shane struggling. Leon Fernie's going to have a look at Shane now, I feel. This could actually help PN a little bit here. Just gap Leon Fernie a bit while Shane is just struggling in the car. He's very wide at Pouon, and oh, Leon Fernie nearly ploughs into the back of him. Here comes Argent then. So it might have helped PN gap Leon Fernie just a little bit. Leon Fernie now up into 7th, PN up to 6th, and Argy Bargy on the back of Shane, who's just struggling for turning in. Look how slow he's got to be through the corners just to get the car turned in.
Yeah, he is struggling by the list of things, and it's just, again, it's not if, it's a matter of time, really. Shane just dropping down the order.
The bonus is he's got like 50 seconds to Smithy behind. Did Argent tap the rear of him there? Argent had a bit of a wiggle.
He had a snap. I think he got a little bit too close to the back of that Lamborghini, and the rear wasn't happy, and it nearly went round on him.
Well, Argent trying to pass Shane at Blanchimont, where Argent struggles. And Argent's been struggling to break into this final chicane. So, you know, Leon Fernie and Pierre made light work of Shane, and now Argent makes light work of Shane and manages to get it stopped in as well. And Argent up into P8. Shane drops down to 9th, should still be clear of Smithy. Ardick 23 seconds behind Smithy, and Lewis 24 seconds behind Ardick. Man out front though. Well, he's at the final chicane. He's about to stop his 21st lap. And with 8 and 3/4 minutes to go, Holty is nowhere near the middle sector yet. So he's a whole sector behind. Daz losing out. Wolfenator gaining on Daz a little bit. 16 seconds. Pepe 31 behind the Wolfenator. PN 1.4 to Leon Fernie. There's PN. There's Leon Fernie. Do we get CRG Bargy just emerge from the trees? There's Argent. And then there's Shane deep in the background. And I'll tell you what, PN on for another P6 here, Dan. He's had a few P6s this season.
Yeah, him and Daz having a pretty good night's worth of racing between these two. Good points for the team. Fastest man at the minute is, so far, the Green Wolfenator, from what I can see. It's the fastest man out on track.
Well then, there we go.
Yeah, Wolfenator, fastest man last lap.
Well, there we go then. The Wolfenator, the fastest man. Argent gaining on Leon. Leon gaining on PN. Shane just losing out now.
I say that, and now Horty's gone quickest.
How much quicker is Wolfenator to Daz though, Dan? Because that's the gap that's going to be coming down here.
Daz's last lap was a 2-minute 23.6, while the Green Wolfenator is passing Ardick. He did a 22.8, so just about half a second quicker at the minute.
He's got to go a bit quicker than that because he's 16 behind Daz with 7 minutes to go. Leon Fernie was gaining on PN here. He's lost out quite significantly, and Argent is now right on the back of Leon Fernie here then.
He is right on the back. Can Argent gain a couple more places, a couple more points? With no Bryn here tonight either. The Pink boys aren't going to score well, and Shane having a horrid spar. He's gonna wish he'd never seen this track ever again, and have to move to the next round of the championship. Will be at Zandvoort, where apparently the Bentley is meant to be top dog.
Well, you've seen it for yourself in that winter testing we did. The Bentley was just mighty.
Need to get some better setups, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. That will be next week. Pro and Dan live 8 p.m. GMT. In fact, no, it'll be BST GMT +1 next week as the clocks go forward this weekend.
I don't know how you remember this stuff. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm good like that. Argent, good run up El Rouge, and did he get a better run than Leon Fernie? I think he did, you know, because look at him closing down the Kemmel Straight. He's going to pull out just before they comes. Here comes Argy Bargy. Leon Fernie on his outside line, and Argent on the brakes. Can he get Fernie done? He looks up the inside. Fernie's going to hold it for the next part of the track. I think Leon was off the circuit there. Argent has to go wide and nearly goes into the back of Leon Fernie, and still can't get the move done. So Leon hard defending there.
Indeed it was, but Argent's still alongside. He's got to look down the inside in the right-hander, but can't quite get it done. Has Leon Fernie gone too wide? As don't see Leon now, and I think Leon has dropped behind Argent. So Leon getting stuff on the marbles, losing grip, and Argent goes through.
Argent goes through, and this allowed PN to just pull that bit more of a gap. Where is Dennis? Dennis just coming through no names. The next cars that Dennis will come to is Fernie and Argent, meaning that if he gets ahead of them two just before the end of this race, PN could be sitting pretty for that P6 towards the end then. So keep our eyes on this little fight towards the end. Daz, 15 seconds, between himself and Wolfenator. That one looks pretty much done. Other battles, Lewis within 5 seconds now of Ardic, so he is really hunting down the Porsche driver.
He is indeed, and that's pretty much all your fights at the minute. Everyone else spread out quite evenly, but Leon Fernie still trying to keep Argent honest, just in case they catch on to the back of PN, and then there's another scrap going on. PN would want to hold on to this 6th place as much as he possibly can and keep Argent behind him.
Oof, DJ Phil, horrible run up El Rouge here, and Lewis got a monstrous run and had to pass him at the top of Radion. Phil just kind of stayed to one side and went, yep, see you in a bit. One part of this.
Dennis way out in front. He's into the bus stop chicane. Over the curb he goes and into the final corner to start his 23rd lap. Plain sailing for this Audi driver so far.
Dennis just gone through the final corner. Leon's just exited the first corner. I reckon somebody might be getting lapped soon, which means he would have lapped the top 8 of the grid, and that would really start to help PN out here. We know he's struggling tonight with back problems. And does this really help him in terms of Argent, who's gaining like mad on him? Argent seems to keep having a great El Rouge here.
I don't think it's going to be in time. By the time that Dennis catches these guys,
yeah,
PN should...
Oh, Argent's off!
Dropped it!
In the wall! Leon Fernie back through!
I don't know if there was contact made there or
no,
not.
I think he just lost it on his own, Dan. Wow, PN. Every time PN gets under pressure, the drivers behind make a mistake. He's getting a lucky breakthrough at the moment.
He is indeed.
Driver of the day is going to be hard here.
It is going to be difficult, but either way, Holty's been the man. Daz has also been the man. And this one, Pepe, once again, solid,
yeah.
speed, consistent.
Yeah.
PN, another solid drive from him as well. So, could be a number of drivers, really.
Well, the poll is out for driver of the day. I've put Dennis on there for the fact of his race 2 performance, as well as Holty, Daz, and Pepe for their fantastic race results. We'll get obviously mine and Dan's opinion a little later on. But what a drive at the moment. Lewis has got past Ardic, so that one is done. That gap is now 3 seconds. Lewis 29 seconds off the back of Smithy, but I don't think that one's going to happen, as I think the next lap will be the last lap of the race. So for PN, he's going to have to hang on for 2 more laps here. He's got this one and then the next one. In fact, no, will PN have 2? Yeah, PN's got 2 more to do, so he's got the next one and then the one after that to do, because Daz would have finished the race behind this pack. And PN is signalling that he's indicating left once again. So, keeping us aware, keeping us on our toes to let us know which way he's turning.
Oh, just had another moment.
No way.
He's dropped it in the bus stop or on his own, whatever the damage is affecting his car. Shane is in a million miles away if he keeps going.
Argent's struggling, man. Argent's going to get lapped here.
He is indeed.
Yeah. Holty, by the way, was a sector behind Dennis, yeah? Just as Dennis crosses the line, it came up saying Holty was 37 seconds behind. So Holty has done wonders to get the gap down this much, because he was a whole sector behind. He's now within that 40-second window. He's now getting into the same sector. Leader on the final lap. Everybody behind Dennis are on their last laps. PN has got 2 laps to go here.
I know why.
Why?
Dennis has had a moment.
Fernie's past PN. I don't know where that's happened. Oh, has he? Where? This last lap?
Not sure where. Yeah, last lap. He did a 2:33.
Ah, well, he did a 2:33. I'm not sure where PN got overtaken, but he's now behind Leon Fernie. Leon up to P6. Oh, very wide there. You don't want to get a drive through on this last lap, Leon Fernie. You want to keep within them track limits here, because that will really hurt you. Shane 19 seconds to Argent. Well,
This is going to be an interesting night tomorrow night.
yeah. Bring on tomorrow night. Obviously, Liam Bostock, PN Motorsport live, 8 p.m. GMT for the pros round Spa-Francorchamps here in the Ardennes Forest, and then we stay at Spa in Belgium, which I do believe will be 8 p.m. BST, 8 p.m. GMT +1 on Sunday evenings. I think the clocks go back Saturday night, not quite sure. Either way, that will be the time for that one. Sunday night, Dan Davis, Formula 1 22. James, who's dominating the championship, got his gap cut short to Jamie Brazier the other day. Obviously, James expecting the birth of his child. Do we know if it's a boy or a girl?
I believe it's a girl.
Ah, there you go. Expecting the
100%.
birth of his...
I'm just so...
Well, the birth of his baby. So James may miss a few races here, so it could still be championship on. James needs as many points possible. Right, starting their final laps, Leon Fernie and PN Motorsport come towards the line now to start their final laps. Daz already flashing the lights, and rightly so, my good man, because he comes to the bus stop chicane. He's going to exit the bus stop chicane now. Daz Newman is going to win his first race. Dennis Newman is going to win his first race at Simplay Motorsport on Audi's 400th race. Dennis gets the race win. What a drive from him. Kelly finishes down in 13th place. Unlucky for him with his monitor disconnecting on him. I still find that brilliant. Shane, he's going to cross the line. It's only going to be P8 for him. That's a disappointment for him in this one. Dean Wysocki down in 15th place. He finishes the race as well. Here comes Holty though, way behind Dennis. But Dan, it's another race where he's not been off the podium. Holty's lowest finish, by the way, this season is 5th. Holty, though, comes across the line. It's P2 for him. Daz, what a night of results. And it's going to be back-to-back P3s here for Daz. An absolute stellar night for him. Good drive at the end for the Welshman. The Green Wolfenator, the Austrian. Another good set of points for him. Back after a disappointing race one. He is going to finish in that P4 position. Pepe, who is... Well, that's how far Pepe is. Look, he's only just at the middle sector.
Smithy to the line. P10 for Smithy. Some good points for him. And Lewis just behind him in the Honda. Not quite what Matt was expecting from the Honda. But either way, he'll come back for Zandvoort and see what he can do there. I believe then the 69 is Welshie. He's completing the night, so he doesn't carry a qualifying ban for next week. But with the major damage he had earlier on, at least he gets across the line. DJ Phil towards the line as well as Ardic comes flying down the inside and gets past DJ Phil. And through he goes. Ardic will get P12. And there is Pepe in P5 to cross the line just behind DJ Phil. Meanwhile, Leon Fernie and PN are still going at it. Will PN get him on the last corner?
Well, we'll find out. I think he's a bit too far back. Needs a good send it from there. It looks like, though, that Leon Fernie's going to take a solid 6th place. Hats off to PN. Driving in a bit of pain for that 7th place. Good result for him. Leon Fernie, I'll tell you what, PN close to getting him on the exit of the corner there, but Leon Fernie will cross the line 6th. PN 7th. Argent, a disappointing 8th place. We hope to get Daz and Holty in then. But what a night racing. Just sum that one up for us.
Just chaos and dramatic, really. Chaos in race 1, chaos in the start of the race 2, and yeah, a night again where Holty has prevailed and become top of the tables, and then yeah, Dennis putting on a fantastic performance in race 2, got the pole, disappeared into the distance, and race win for him. So good debut for him.
Yeah, good debut for him, and the championship then looks a little like this. Bentley of the Bentley of AH Motorsport, Holty leads the way, 63 points from Pepe in 2nd place now. So Pepe moves himself up into 2nd. Shane drops to 3rd, 68 points behind. Argent only 2 points behind Shane now with KLF P5. The Wolfenator 2 points behind Kelly in P6. PN Motorsport is in 7th place, 10 points behind the Wolfenator. Smithy on 110. Smithy moves up to P8 ahead of Bryn by a point. Daz Automatic on 107 in 10th place. Stealth Sloth is in 11th. Dean Wysocki 12th, 4 points behind Stealth. DJ Phil a point behind Dean in 13th. Welshie's 14th with Leon Fernie up to 15th place. Ardic on 43. with Dennis on 33 and Lewis as well 23 points. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, well, AH Motorsport 125 points ahead of Tickle Pink now, who Tickle Pink are only 12 clear of Audio Sport in the Constructors' Championship. East West Motorsport are 15 behind Audio Sport, with MC Motorsport now 10 points ahead of the Racing Group Independent team of Pepe, who are 20 points clear of the Austrian Racing Club. That's a good one. Racing DJ Phil Leon Fernie close that gap to get with the other teamed drivers in P8 with Lone Ranger Racing P9, Solo Racer P10 with JWB Racing Esports P11, and the Team Oro Titan P12. 260 drivers points left up for grabs, 490 constructors points. I believe we're joined by Halty. I don't think we've got Daz in at the moment, so we will speak with Halty then. And well, another difficult start to the race for yourself.
Yeah, just try to avoid the first incident. Might have skipped it. I was on the grass. I was coming past one of the yellow Lamborghinis. I cleared him, come on. Then I have to look back on replay. I just got tagged, got a bit of damage, but then I just had to hold off till pits open then.
Yeah, you also, we saw you got on the back of Daz towards the end of that race, 20 minutes left in that race. Just made a few mistakes, so was that just yourself errors or the car starting to go off? Talk us through them mistakes you made.
Just tyres started just get a bit hot.
Yeah.
Just I had loads of understeer on the car. We had a bit of a coming together. I think it was third corner or something.
Yeah.
So I just had to drop back a bit because my tyres had overheated, and then just managed to get him again.
Extended the lead in the championship though, buddy, from Pepe now in P2. It's halfway through the season done. Second half looks a bit favourable for the Bentley on paper maybe, but we know that's not always the case. What's your thoughts going into the second half of the season?
Well, I'm hopefully about to sort of work out because I'm going back on shifts, so I'm going to hopefully be able to finish the season. Other than that, just try and get on as much as possible, some practice really.
Well, with Zandvoort next. Any thoughts for Zandvoort? Hopefully you'll be here. Any thoughts for it? Or
it's just practice really.
Yeah.
Just second half of the season now, so just score as many points as I can and extend that lead.
Well, we wish you the best luck for the second half of the season. Halty, go and get him in that second half.
Cheers, thank you.
And we got Daz in as well, and Daz just wasn't to be that P2 tonight. Halty got you towards the end, but a set of solid P3s.
Yeah, happy with that. Tyres started going off and started getting quite jittery on Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
I went off a few times there, but I had a bit of a coming together on the first lap. So apologies to Leon, but he was all over the road quite a bit. Try and dodge as best you can, but unfortunately we had a coming together. But yeah, happy, hopefully fair play, really good race. And I know we had a tap at the end, but that's just a racing incident in my eyes.
Yeah. P3s though across the board tonight. Obviously you've had to miss a few due to work. It's really put you up there in that championship top 10 now on the back of a couple of drivers. The results are there in that Ferrari, and it's proven to be a decent car at the moment.
Yeah, I've done a bit of testing the last couple of weeks and things are starting to fall into place and starting to work, thankfully.
Zandvoort next week, thoughts for that one and thoughts going into the back half of the season?
Working next week unfortunately, but hopefully the week after should be okay. But,
thoughts on
really looking forward to it.
Yeah, thoughts on the rest of Canada. I think it's Monza then the week after Zandvoort, obviously home track for the Ferrari. What we're thinking we can do around there?
I love Monza. It's a brilliant track. So hopefully I can get the time off to do it, and I'll enjoy it definitely.
Yeah.
Whether I come first, last, whatever.
Well, congratulations tonight, Daz, as well. You've been given the driver of the day by the fans and the viewers in the chat, so congratulations on that one.
Oh, brilliant! Thanks, everyone.
Dan, final thoughts from yourself, driver of the day from you as well.
It's been an awesome night's worth of racing, some good battles, but absolute carnage going through Eau Rouge and Rallion. Will the pros survive this corner on this game? On Project Cars, we all seem to be fine, but on this one, we just sort of seem to struggle a little bit. Fantastic drive from Dennis, a good debut from him to get his first win here at Simplay Motorsport. Probably could have been a bit more in race one, but that's how the sprint race goes. Holty really starting to put pressure on the rest of the guys now because he is running away with this championship. The only person to beat him was someone who hasn't even scored points yet this season. So Holty really started to extend his championship lead. That's a fantastic drive from tonight, and I actually put in the driver of the day, my vote to Daz as well. So fantastic drive from him, but a big shout out to obviously Holty and Dennis. Yeah, bring on the pros tonight, tomorrow night, bring on the F1 on Sunday night, and then Zandvoort in a week's time.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm going to give my vote to Daz as well. So Daz takes a clean sweeper driver of the day from fans and from the commentators. Honourable shout-outs to Dennis, Holty and Pepe as well for being as consistent as ever. Audi's 51st race win, more than Porsche now on its 400th appearance here. And Dennis's first race win at Simplay Motorsport. What a season this is turning out to be. We only have 5 weeks left of Pro-Am. And let me tell you, Holty is starting to get a grasp of this Pro-Am championship. Never won a Pro-Am championship yet, Holt. He's always gone up as runner-up or P3s. Either way, Liam Bostock, PM Motorsport, live tomorrow night from 8 PM GMT. Join them for that one where me and Dan will be hitting the Spa circuit. Hopefully not hitting the walls or each other. We will see on that one. And then join Dan Davis back in the pucks on Sunday. Back in the booth for Spa Frankenschamps. In the F1, will we do 2 laps behind a safety car? We'll find. Join Dan Davis live. BST GMT +1 4. Then thank you all for tuning in. This has been Simplay Motorsport. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Hit the like and the bell to be notified when we are live as well. Me and Dan will see you next Wednesday. Zandvoort for the second half of the season. Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That was carnage.
Your mic was cutting out at the end of that.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm on other pad now and all tonight. I'm on James's pad again. Restart the server. Oh look, there's another ticket in. At ACC Pro, at ACC Pro Am. Password back to
What a crock of shit.
Yas.
You lot are going to be busy.
There's only, yeah, one's already gone in from Phil.
Yeah, I've noticed as well he didn't actually put the footage in.
Yeah, he's just put the video in now.
Why does he just wait until the end of the night to then put a ticket in?
What? Oh, hang on a minute. Have you watched that video?
No.
Oh my days. What's he said? Dean put his brakes on right in front of me and rising me off the track. Don't leave me a car's width. I hit the wall hard. I'm not happy with it. Phil, you've not got a fucking leg.